season, did a really good job last year as the winner, the captain of the champion of last season, and now he is back again running that PS4 controller and one of the meanest Karens in the business.
Yeah, and despite, his victory in Season 1, he's kept himself sharp in the NA leaderboards at the CPT. He's taken back-to-back victories, and what better captain than a man like Punk? And honestly, I'm kind of curious to see how the other teammates have been sharpening up their skills. In the meantime, let's take a look at what Team Inferno has been doing since Season 1.
All right, I am here with the champs returning Team Inferno. We've got Punk, JB, and Broly Legs. First of all, welcome back to SFL. Of course, congratulations on your victory. Punk, I got to start with you though. We got a whole new roster here. Who's your biggest threat?
Got to see all the teams first. They haven't been drafted yet. So.
Sure, but what about just the individual players?
I mean, there's a lot of good players here. A lot of good, top 8 contending players at Premier. So. But the way teams could structure could not work in everyone's favor. So depending on who gets who, I feel like it makes it easier or harder. So I have to see the teams. All the captains are great. The captains are really good this season. Even last season, the captains were great. So I think the players are maybe a bit better than last season.
Okay.
So
you think it's going to be more competitive overall?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want it to be that way. I don't like to have easy wins or anything.
Are you saying that it was easy last season?
Well, last season, it's just that there were some players who I feel like they weren't as strong as, the players like captains last season. I feel like the captains could beat a lot of the, what would you call them, drafted players. So
that's why they're captains.
Yeah, but now I feel like it's more close in skill, so the captains could go up against one of the drafted players, and it's like, oh snap, he might get smoked. So
man, it might happen. Broly, I want to ask you next though. Obviously the bans are going to be the same, except one character will be unbanned. But I got to ask you, there's been new additions to the game in terms of characters as well. Are we going to maybe see the return of Broly Legs Poison out here?
Maybe. I've been working on her since the release. I've been playing her a lot consistently. But as Punk said, the players here are real strong. I mean, I might have to just stick to the old Chun-Li, but we'll see. I got some tricks on my sleeve, but hopefully it'll be good, and I'm really excited for Season 2.
Awesome, man. And JB, last season, I think you were kind of overlooked on your team. I think that a lot of people were just kind of like, okay, yeah, Punk's on the team. But you ended up actually with 71% win rate in your matches. It's extremely high. I think you're top 3, actually. So, how do you feel about that, and how do you feel going into Season 2?
I mean, going into it, I feel like everyone who is on a team is always doubting whether this player can be that player or that player can be this player. I mean, since we have Punk on our team, I don't, it's just...
You're not even concerned?
It's just an overwhelming, confidence that I have no matter what. So I think that helped me out a lot in my matches. So.
And of course, last season, after last season, I should say, you won Texas Showdown. Do you think that being at SFL helps you improve? Does it help your performance overall?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think it did. And it also helped with just getting experience in competitive play. So that helped me out.
Cool, man. Well, of course, best of luck to all you guys. Season 2 is coming up right now. I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that. Punk always seeming like, the most proud of himself, always putting himself above everything else. And as a captain, hearing him speak like that and having his team right there right beside him gives me a lot. I really like that about him. He's a great representation of next generation Street Fighter V players. So I really like that. I really like that interview coming from Punk, as well as hearing from the rest of the team. I mean, they even touched on the fact that we have new characters coming into Season 2, 3 of which, but another returning captain, my boy Knuckle Dude, representing Team Gale on the runner-up team. Talk to us a little bit about Knuckle Dude.
So Knuckle Dude, we always talked about him, I mean, right out the gate for Street Fighter V, the first Capcom Cup champion. And we've always attributed the kind of skill that Knuckle Dude has in breaking these characters down so quickly and establishing the meta with said characters, right? I feel like he's one of the brightest minds in Street Fighter history, and he's looking to do so and prove that skill this season of Street Fighter League.
Well, I spoke about next generation Street Fighter V players. I feel like Knuckle Dude is also one of the next generation of Street Fighter players.
In general, I feel like his mind for Street Fighter is a work of art, I would say.
And then you look at the fact that he's one of those players that you really can't ban. He has Guile, G, Cammy, Armika, and a Nash that he's willing to play. We've all seen it play out. If he needs it, he'll definitely do it, especially if he feels like one of his characters are banned. So I feel like NuckleDu being, that runner-up captain, also being a returning captain, I feel like he's one of the captains that stands to learn the most just being in this position again.
Despite being the runner-up, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Team Captain NuckleDu, alongside Team Gale, has sharpened up their skills since Season 1 in preparation for Season 2.
Welcome back to SFL, you guys. Of course, Team Gale, the runners-up at season number 1. Obviously that's probably not what you wanted, right? NuckleDu?
Nah, that's definitely not what we wanted.
Definitely not what you wanted. But of course, you get a second chance here, right? You got to run it back. I got to ask you, though, is Team Inferno potentially your biggest competition here?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good, but
They got you.
Smug and Strider and CJ, they're captains, dual Kevin. So I think the captains this year is probably stronger than
The previous season?
last season. Yes.
Sure. And obviously you and CJ have been playing a long time. Obviously, who gets the better in that situation? Is it
I usually
you,
destroy
CJ?
them. Yeah.
Usually destroy
Yeah,
CJ.
yeah.
Okay, so you're pretty confident against his team.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right, without a doubt. And Shine, I want to ask you, we got a new ban rule in effect, right? So they cannot ban the same character twice in the season. So maybe we're gonna get that Ibuki out to play. You got a nice little smile on your face. Yeah, how you feeling about that new ban rule?
It's about time. I only got to play my character once last season. Bro, I went 0-1. Idom came up to me and said, Ibuki went 0-1. I'm like, bro, come on, son. Like, I mean, it was karma because I was roasting him the entire time we was here. But, like, he didn't have to do me like that.
Yeah, that sucks. But, of course, this season, we'll hopefully see a lot more of that Ibuki in play. And, Rob, I got to ask you, last time, of course, you weren't the player who was selected, right? You were the last auto selection for the team. But you came out with, one of the highest win percentages overall in the season. How does that make you feel?
I don't really feel anything as far as, where I was selected. There's a lot that goes into your selections outside of just player skill. Even, for example, with Justin, he felt like it'll mess up our chemistry. He tried to nerf dude because we both play Guile. Me and Sean both play Karen.
Right.
But in general, no, I'm here to show people, try to make dude seem more Hollywood, trying to make Sean more Hollywood. Hopefully it runs off on them a little bit. And this season, I got a point to prove, Rick.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
There's people right there, they're not going to ban Karen, right? A lot of people going to think to ban one of the dude's characters or ban Sean or something like that. I dropped a quiet 30 last season by having, during the regular season, a top 5 win percentage, and that's still not good enough in my opinion. So with that being the case, this season, I'm gonna wash people even worse.
So top 1 win percentage, top 3 win percentage?
I don't know, I just know I'm gonna eat.
You gonna eat?
I'm gonna
Well,
eat.
Team Gale, best of luck here, SFL Season 2. Hopefully you guys can take home the #1 spot this time around.
Thank you.
I took that as a shot.
I'm already loving the energy coming into Season 2,
yeah.
man. You already have Team Inferno and Team Gale not even worried about the brand new captains. In fact, they're already saying, I've already had winning records against each and every one of these captains. But with that in mind, they're not just playing against the captains. They're getting ready to see who these captains draft in today's draft day.
So we talked about that captain's bracket a little more. Once again, this is just to select your order. This does not mean you pick first. It just selects your order. So if you pick first, you're by default going last. This captain's bracket is going to say a lot. It's also going to give us a test of what these new captains bring to the table. And if you're uninformed, if you're unfamiliar, I guarantee you, every one of these players is very capable of winning a CPT. All of them get in there.
And it's very similar to Season 1, where we kind of saw a theme of how the captains wanted to draft their players. Again, they have to pick one online warrior and one crowd favorite,
yeah.
but they kind of want to diversify their character portfolio, right? They want to make sure that they're not locked out of a possible win because of taking away a player's main character, right? But there is a new twist this time around.
Yes, so I'm glad you brought that up. So the ban feature has been kind of tweaked. Version 2, I'd like to say. Now, since all the teams will be playing each other twice, they can only ban one character one time out of those 2 times, right? So they can't ban Karen on both times that they play Punk's team. They can't ban Armika on both times that they play a NuckleDu's team. So that kind of, increases things because now you have to make the choice, right? You have to say, am I going to ban NuckleDu later And which character am I going to ban? When do I play him? What about his team makeup? You have to look at all those things, and that's one of the very interesting things about Street Fighter League. You start playing even before you get to the character select screen, and Street Fighter is known for counter picks. Before you get to the character select screen, you're already playing the game, and that's one of the most interesting parts about this. So this draft is going to be very interesting. It's kind of like the line in the sands. Everybody's going to have their own little
Yep,
box
they're drawing
off
it out.
teams. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
going to be really interesting.
the drama's just about to unfold. We're about to see the captains square off to see what order they're going to pick, and we're going to see these teams come together when we return. Do not go anywhere. It's going to be some action-packed right out the first week of Street Fighter League.
Final game in grand finals. That is it. Last game, last set. Is this for the killing? Remember the name well.
Gachiko's gonna be your Capcom Cup champion.
It's gonna be great. Clean. That was clean, guys. That was really clean.
My sweet sound of mine. Your 2019 Street Fighter V champion.
There's the critical art again. He's so quick with it.
Let's turn up the heat.
Street Fighter League Pro US Season 2. That's the practice room. And we're going to look at some of our captains, some of our players as we return. Tasty Steve, Vicious on the mic is still draft day. And we already talked about that captain's bracket.
Yes, sir.
I think we're getting set up. So you guys are about to see your first match coming up. But let's take a look one more time at this bracket as you see right here. 801 Strider versus CJ Truth. Two of the top talents in the United States when it comes to Street Fighter.
Absolutely ecstatic. And then after that, we have Team Psycho led by Smug, the man himself, going up against Dual Kevin, returning player turn captain for Team Frost.
I like that dynamic though, right? Because even if your team does not like make it to the finals or you get in that championship team, that means you still got a chance to come back, get your way in the door, and possibly do some damage here in the league. But let's talk about our first two captains that are about to play right now.
It's going to be absolutely wild. We have the golden child from Florida. I like to call him that. CJ Truth, one of the newer generation of Street Fighter players and making a huge name for himself. Qualified into Capcom Cup last year, right? Through ways of the North American Regional Qualifier, right? Busted his way out of brackets, took the championship down, and here he is again at Street Fighter League trying to make a bigger name for himself. And pretty intimidating right off the bat, right? You look at his main character, Colleen, a character that was commonly used from last season, and his secondaries, just as good, right? You have Cammy as well as Karen on the back burner. Man, this guy is going to be one of the biggest threats coming into Season 2.
Very strong player, a very strong player. That Colleen not played a lot, but she's still a very strong player, character to have on your disposal, especially in front. So I'm very interested to see what's about to happen with young CJ Truth. I like to call him You Can't Handle the CJ Truth. But I believe we have an interview. I would love to hear what he has to say about Street Fighter League and coming in.
All right, I am here with CJ Truth, Captain Truth, Team Spirit Man. You know, I got to welcome you to SFL, of course. How are you feeling to be here right now?
That's great. I'm really excited, you know? It's going to be a lot of fun, for sure.
You know, and your characters, of course, you know, you've got multiple you can choose from. Which one do you feel would be your main right now?
That's a hard question, honestly.
I mean, they're all blondes, right? You got Cammy, Colleen, not Ken.
Not Ken. No, Cammy, Colleen, Karen, a little bit. I would say probably Colleen's the character I play in most matchups, but it's really a matchup thing.
I see.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to ban Colleen or ban, Karen,
Yeah,
Cam,
I'm not sure they would do that.
I think you're gonna be one of the strong captains here because of that, right? The
I hope
character
so.
diversity is so important. You know, I want to ask you a little bit about your local scene, though, right? Of course, you're from Florida. You know, you've been playing against Knuckle Dew forever. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, how long? I mean, you said since you were a teenager, but that
been
was
a
like
while.
what? Was that
It's
like
been-
3 years ago? Where are we at here?
No, we've been playing for a while. Like we always met grand finals at like locals.
Right.
Just throughout the years. So like 13, 14, 15, like yeah.
Wow. So a very long time against Knuckle Dew. And so has he been more of like a mentor or more of like a rival?
Whoa, mentor.
I'm just asking, bro. It's just a question.
Rival, no, for sure. Like
Rival for
yeah.
sure. Okay,
well,
I like
well,
it
like
there.
friendly rival. He's my boy. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I got
you. So yeah, but we've been playing forever. Yeah.
And so, you know, asking you that, like, who is your biggest threats at the tournament? Is it going to be someone like Punk, or is it going to be more like Knuckle Dew, or are there other players here that you're more concerned about?
I mean, everyone's like really good.
They
you
are.
know, that's the thing. So, you know, obviously, I think you start with the two teams that were here last year. Well, last
Season.
My bad. And then, you know, but still, the new captains are going to be really good. You know, no one wants to play Smug. No one wants to play, you know, Gustavo. Everyone's really good. So that's exciting.
Exactly. And, you know, out of the new players that we have here, you know, from the online Warriors and the crowd favorites, you know, which of those guys are you most looking forward to having on your team, perhaps?
I mean,
Because obviously you can't guarantee anything, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? You know, guys like Samurai is really good. We know that. Idon's really good. So, you know.
Hopefully one of those two, is that what your fingers are crossing for?
I think a lot of guys want those guys on their team.
Yeah, exactly, without a doubt, man. So, of course, you know, best of luck here at SFL, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you guys do well.
Appreciate it.
That $1 million smile, CJ, you can't handle the truth? Man, I just like seeing him, interacting with him. I see him a lot at a lot of events that I go to, always smiling, super positive to be there. I'm glad that he's here now joining us in Season 2. However, his opponent, one of my brothers in arms. Look, I'm telling you, that boy Gustavo.
I melted in my seat.
801
When he did that,
Strider.
I melted
He
right in my
made me
seat.
blush
Don't
a
look
little
over
bit.
here. We're talking about you right now. 801 Strider, he's one of the players we kind of talked about last season because a lot of these guys started to use G, right? We kind of said, you know, this character was established by guys like 801 Strider,
Yes.
right? And he's bringing it to the table this year. He's bringing all the heat. He's got G, he's got Alora, Lucia, brand new character, by the way, Colleen, and Armika. Again, all these characters feel like are huge threats.
Well, and you have to add to the table that the fact that Gustavo's been playing for a very long time, right? He's been in the game since Street Fighter 4, of my knowledge, right? He's
Capcom Cup veteran.
Capcom Cup veteran, and having G at his disposal, we start to see G as an alternate last season, and this time we're getting a chance to see him as one of the main characters played here by 801 Strider. Let's get some words from Gustavo.
All right, I am here with Gustavo, aka 801 Strider, sir. How you doing, man? How you feeling right now being here at SFL?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm just ready to play.
Yeah?
I'm itching right
You got those presidential footsies locked,
right.
loaded, good to go?
Damn right. Brought them in my back pocket.
And tell me, you know, obviously your handle, 801 Strider, you know, 801 refers to the region you're from, right?
Correct.
Which is?
Utah. Salt Lake
Utah.
City, Utah. Yeah.
Right, and how's the local scene out there?
It's growing. It's growing. I mean, there was a big die-off from Street Fighter 4 to 5, but then like a new crowd came in and like took over that spot. So we have a lot of new players that really like Street Fighter 5 and they travel.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, throughout Street Fighter 5's lifespan, you've got to see the scenes grow, right? Like different players always come in every Street Fighter game, right?
Yep.
So you get to watch the scene grow locally. And do you still go to a lot of locals out there?
No.
No, not anymore?
No.
You're just like an online warrior now?
Yep.
Wow.
It's not because of me trying to be Hollywood. It's like, oh no, I don't want.
I don't know, man. It sounds kind of Hollywood.
I work it.
Okay,
They host their tournaments like when I work. And, yeah.
No, I got it, dude. And you know, of course.
And I'm too Hollywood.
You are a little too Hollywood right now. But you know, let me tell you this. Let me ask you about this though. Obviously, you know, Street Fighter 5. You started out with Laura. You've also dabbled a little bit with Colleen. You've got the G rolling right now. You know, which of those characters would you consider to be your main here for SFL?
Oh, main G for sure.
For sure,
For sure, 100%.
Does the G stand for Gustavo?
I think, honestly, I haven't asked whoever designed the character, but I'm pretty sure that's the lore behind it.
Really?
And if it's not so far, I mean, we'll make it up. It's actually G stands for Gustavo.
It might
New
be.
page of the lore.
Okay, and I got to ask you then, obviously you've seen SFL in the past. You've got Team Inferno, the champion, returning. You've got the runner-up team, Team Gale, returning. Who is your biggest threat here at SFL?
Biggest threat. Honestly, I feel confident against everyone.
Everyone? Even Punk. He's like the best right now, right?
Especially Punk.
You feel confident?
I feel very confident.
All right.
Yes, I want to run back. He beat me at final round. It came down to the wire, right? It came down to the absolute wire, and this man has not stopped talking about that.
That's
so I
his
want
attitude.
my run back. Yep, and I'm gonna get it.
All right, you're going to get it, man. Best of luck here at SFL, dude. Pleasure meeting you again. Of course, I was there at West Coast Warzone, actually, in 2011 when you got in the scene. So I've watched you rise the whole way through. I'm really happy to see you here.
Thanks, man.
We were talking about it while the interview was going on, how he was looking around for confirmation to see if Punk was listening to that interview.
It came down to the wire.
He was
the
pumped,
wire,
man. And I'm so glad he's bringing this energy into season 2 because that's the kind of energy we can expect from a captain, right? It's an appropriate spot for these two individuals. Both of them have such contagious personalities and such energy they bring to the table. And even so with these characters, right? Out the bat, we got Cammy versus G. It's going to be an explosive match. We've seen this in season 1. We've seen how it played out. But now these guys are character specialists.
Well, look, we've been doing a lot of talking, but this isn't Street Talker. This isn't Street Writer. This is Street Fighter. Match number 1, the very first match. Street Fighter League Pro US Season 2 is underway. This is the captain's bracket.
That's right. So this is going to determine it's going to help determine
Yes.
the pick order for these two captains, right? So again, this is going to be 2 out of 3.
Yep.
This is strictly to determine what order they get to pick.
Yeah, this is
here
for
at
the
draft
captain's
day.
bracket. So one of the developing strategies is not only like picking your team member first, but seeing what other people are going for
Right,
too.
yeah.
So this is definitely part of the strategy. All right, here we go. Button checks already completed because we know how to play video games. Nice standing roundhouse.
I like that. I like the way you put that. We're professionals all around, right? And you
It's
see it on
season
one
2.
Strider, he's checking with stand short because it's one of the better buffer normals that G has. On the way down, 801 already opening up with those 2 crouch jabs. I think G has one of the best light normals in the game, right? Being able to buffer so well and the hitbox on it is tremendous.
And it has a very long range. On top of that, I mean, just the fact that you see him walk under that dive kick right there and just instantly challenge with that jab. Didn't walk under that one though. He's trapped in a corner. Gets the throw.
What a deep dive kick there from CJ Chu. And I like the way he's applying this pressure already to Strider. Yes, sir. He got the counter hit off the crouch strong. Caught him reaching. Built the meter as well. He already got full CA, but that's good practice. I like that from CJ Chu. Already establishing dominance in the first game, getting the first round.
Okay, here we go.
But it's all a download for 801 Strider,
Oh,
the
yeah.
supercomputer himself.
We've definitely seen like 801 Strider have some of the best rebuttals when it comes to Street Fighter V, especially with this character. Like G is a character who thrives off his trigger. If he gets triggered, you need to be careful. Okay, we saw that forward hard punch actually get him out of trouble last time.
Nice tech there from 801, resetting the situation, throwing out these fireballs to kind of contest CJ Truth. Once he's in the air, though, it's hard to stop that option, right? She has the regular jump in. She has the dive kick. 801 has to change. So G does have great anti-air options.
Off the
he
wall.
has to change it right away, though.
No power up. And you're going to see he's not opting for going for that power up at all. He's
Sit
just
him
using
down.
straight neutral. Oh, the meaty standing media punch. Uh-oh, takes the charge up this time, takes the throw. Look at that stun gauge. Oh,
he walked up and
wins. Goes for the wheel kick. There's the activation off the standing. Fierce.
I like that late V reversal to kind of trick CJ Truth, not giving him free offensive option. No critical art spent.
He knows it wasn't going to kill. Didn't want to take the chance. I talked about that V trigger being a thing, and now it's on the table. You have to be careful now. There's the raw activate. Oh, I would have wheel kicked this man.
Oh, anti-air. Yeah, that's it. Oh, no, I thought he could have
you're going to spend it. That's going to be the first game. CJ, you can't handle the truth. Truth is, that first game I won. Truth is, that CA was definitely going to kill.
You know, I might have mistaken the angle of that wheel kick. I thought he was going to be able to continue it with the juggle, but, you know, Gustavo shook his head on that one. He's going to brush it off. He's going to lose that first game, but with a lot of information in mind, right? So going into it, he's got a lot to work with. CJ Truth, nice and comfortable. That's exactly where he wants to play at. You see that little jiggle right there, that little shake?
The little smirk. All right, here we go. Game number 2 in this captain's bracket. This is just to see who selects their order of picking their first team members.
Swift
All
punch.
this is for. CJ Truth more confident in the footsies. Nice. You can space that to make it to where, you know, it's not punishable, but you got to be careful. Nice jab punish right there. I like that walk back and forth. That's why controlling that neutral is so important, right? Wheel kick.
The confirm off of that as well. CJ Truth on fire, close to stun. 801 Strider needs to make it happen. Yes, sir. Common activation route, dashes up. It's checked.
With that crouch light jab, and there's a throw once again. CJ Truth.
Even if that didn't kill him, it would have been stunned.
Oh, yeah, it
it
would've
was
been
a back throw, significantly more stun on the table for that. CJ Truth now looking at match point to establish that dominance early here in the captain's bracket at draft day.
And remember, this is a lot of times, this is the only time we get to see these captains play in most instances, right? Another throw. Look at this offense. New season, Cammy's still a threat. I feel like she's always going to be a threat anyway. CJ Truth, really good at controlling the footsies. She's got good buttons for it too, though.
And I like the range that CJ has been playing at, just outside of G's fierce normals and medium kick, or just medium normals in general. I'm really liking the way he's contesting.
And he's having a hard time. I know 801 Strider is really having a hard time contesting that air mobility coming from Cammy. Those dive kicks have helped out CJ Truth so much. Goes for the throw this time after the activation.
Grab.
This is going to hurt.
If he gets another command grab, he's dead. Oh, it doesn't matter what your name is. He could have finished it with the stun. He dropped it. CJ Truth, he's going to get it.
That will be the set. CJ, you can't handle the Truth 2-0, and it was only because he did not believe in it. There was 2 instances in which he could have closed out certain rounds to get the W. Didn't work out. 2-0 on the side of CJ Truth.
We've only just begun here, Tasty Steve. Again, that was only to establish the pick order. So CJ Truth is going to be moving on to the winner's side, or just further on in the captain's bracket, I would say. And Gustavo, he still has another shot. He has another shot.
Would you say we've only just begun? I like that. I like that because, like I said, it's still draft day. We still have another match in the captain's bracket to play, and it's still going to be a doozy. I mean, Dual Kevin, we've seen him play before. He was here last season, but still a very strong player. But we're going to take a look back at this captain's bracket. You see CJ Truth waiting at this point for the winner of another newcomer, Smug, in Dual Kevin's match.
Newcomer to Street Fighter League, but no stranger to danger when it comes to the Street Fighter Capcom Pro Tour in general, right? He's been one of the most dominant players for North American Street Fighter for a very, very long time, right? Even receiving sort of nerfs to his main character, still stuck to him. But also decided to change it up. He wanted to diversify whatever picks he has, right? So he went on to G as well. When we talked about people who pick G or model themselves after G, they always look up to Smug and 801 Strider.
Yes.
We've said that so many times, and here they are today, both as captains.
Well, I mean, if you think about the mindset that goes into something like this, think about the fact that Smug has been playing very high-level Street Fighter for a very long time at this point. You see him stream all the time. You see he has all those viral clips, and he's a very entertaining person, but he's still a very, very serious competitor when it comes to the world of Street Fighter. And that's why I feel like he's such a great embodiment of, like, the next generation of Street Fighter, especially when it comes to American players. And I can't wait to see what Smug does here this season in the Pro League.
That's right. We have an action-packed captain's bracket right out the gate. Again, this is only the beginning of draft day, and it's already pretty exciting. Already up on deck, we have Team Psycho's captain with Smug, brand new captain. And then we have a returning player turned captain with Dual Kevin, part of Team Frost.
Now, this is going to be very interesting. I feel like this is very much a kind of territory region match in the United States, especially considering that Smug comes from New York. He's an East Coast resident player, and he plays on Xbox 360 controller, which is still the weirdest thing in the world to me. But regardless, he has had the Balrog to look at when it comes to being a competitive boxer player, right? We have a lot of players out there. Shout outs to Brian F., who was here last season, but a lot of people look at Smug in the same regard, and here he is now as a captain and the mayor of Duff City.
Continuing the legacy with that Balrog, I'm kind of looking forward to what he has to say using this character into the Season 2 of Street Fighter League.
Alrighty, I am here with Smug. Tell me, man, do you have your cooking hat on today? Your chef's hat?
Man, I left it at home, man.
You left it at home? I thought you were supposed to be here to cook some bad mamma jammas.
That's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, for sure?
Exactly gonna happen.
I mean, obviously you weren't here for season 1, so welcome to the SFL. You know, you are
appreciate it.
captain.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I was a little disappointed you weren't there at first. I feel like a lot of people at home probably were as well. You know, I don't know what you were doing then, you know, but obviously we're all glad to have you here now. You know, I got to ask you though, how do you feel being here right now?
I feel honored. Thank you guys for inviting me here. And, you know, I think it's going to be a really amazing week. I think it's going to be dope. And I definitely would like to play everybody, and it's going to be some good sets.
Exactly. It's going to be, you know, like
very competitive, too.
Very competitive. Who are you most concerned about competitively?
I don't know, man. There's some tryhards we have here.
Tryhards?
There's some tryhards.
Like who? Call them out by name.
Man, we got some teams out here, you know. I don't like Rashid, okay? Everybody's roasting me. Everybody that's here, I've been getting roasted outside. You know, I'm getting sick of it, you know. I got something for that character.
So you got something for the Rashids out there? Yeah. I mean, JB was very strong in Team Inferno. They're the champions.
Shouts to JB, too.
But, I mean, what do you think about that team, Team Inferno? Are you worried about them? They're the reigning defending champions out here.
They are a huge threat, you know, because you have Punk, Broly Legs, and JB, so it's a lot of different characters that everybody has to take into consideration, you know, so they're one of the biggest threats.
What about Team Gale? Knuckle Dude, Shine, Rob TV?
That's another team, you know, because if you counterpick one of them, then it's like you have to worry about the other 2 players.
Exactly.
You know, so I think, yeah, just every team, you know, even like the draft picks, we got to worry about that too. So I think it's going to be an interesting week.
Out of the players to draft from, who are you most looking forward to potentially getting on your team?
Man, so you have some people like Idom, you know, you have Samurai and Arturo, you know, you have, you know, Automatic. So it's like a lot of those players, they don't only play one character.
Exactly.
You know?
So they're good for this format, obviously.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, you yourself, of course, you're from New York City. There's a lot of New York City representation here. How do you feel about that? Your scene being represented here at SFL?
You know, I think that it's good that most of us are like starting to come out now because a lot of us came from like next level battle circuits, so including me, Shine, Idom, Arturo's here, you know, so even JB, you know, so it's really good to see us coming out here. You know, now JB's in the West Coast, obviously.
Of course, but you know, he started there, right?
But the point I'm saying is that it's really good to see not only just one player make it from the scene, it's like multiple, so that's really good.
Cool, man. Well, best of luck, man. Team Psycho, wish you all the best.
Thank you.
he just walked out of there. He was already ready to play. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how he takes up the rest of the crew here at Street Fighter League. I wonder if it's going to be with the greatest of ease.
I
doubt it. I don't know, maybe. But he seems pretty confident going into it. I mean, like he recognizes the threats. He understands what he needs to do and what he has to bring to the table here in Season 2. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to his performance.
Speaking of threats, on the other side of the table,
ooh, the man from Indiana.
Dual Kevin, he's dual wielding himself. He's doubling himself to be better. And we've seen him here in the first season. He's here in the second season. This time as a captain, you can tell by the smile on his face. Also on a 360 controller. What is going on? Either way,
he took his,
gave
it to Smug. It's in his name. Dual Kevin. He's got both of them ready.
Right, but he's a Rashid player. One of the Rashid players Mr. Smug could have been talking about when he was doing his interview, but he also has that G on backup. We just saw him play an amazing tournament in CEO just recently, and a lot of people had questions about Dual Kevin. I feel like, if anything, that should have put all rumors to rest, but I would love to hear from the man himself. Let's get some words from Dual Kevin.
All right, Dual Kevin, welcome back to Street Fighter League. Of course, last time you were here, you were actually a player on the team, but now you are the captain. What does that mean to you? How does that feel?
It feels great because I've seen myself improve, like progress throughout the whole year between Season 1 and Season 2. And I feel like me upgrading to a captain as well, everyone else got a chance to see me improve as well. So I feel like everyone's on the ride with me.
Exactly. You know, I got to say, like, you know, after SFL Season 1, you really seem to, like, have skyrocketed. You know, was your time at SFL leveling up with people, did that help you a ton?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like, I feel like, because we have these sets right here that we're going to play. We have the warm-up room that everyone always gathers around, playing the game, talking about the game. So I think just everyone just improves overall.
Right, and you know, speaking about improving, you know, obviously a lot of people think you're from Chicago, but you're actually from Indianapolis. You know, tell me more about your local scene. I know you got this a weekly you go to. I think it's called Godlike Fridays.
Yeah. So it's like, correct. I'm not from Chicago. Yeah. We have a weekly Level Up Arcade in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's weekly on Friday. It's not that huge actually overall. Even in Street Fighter, it's Like our last week out, I went to had like 6 people.
Sure.
But I always try to make time for it just to gather more players. I mean, I'd rather much prefer play offline than online. So as long as I stick to this and get these players keep coming because I'm going to and help them as much as I can. I think it was better for us overall.
Exactly. Obviously, anytime you get to play someone better than you, it helps you yourself level up, right? So you being there for these players at the local helps the local scene improve, and hopefully the entire region grows as a whole out of that, right? So I got to ask you though about SFL. Now that you're a captain, who are your biggest threats here? Obviously, we have a new roster of players.
So biggest threats, I'm gonna say the captains because I'll say the captains first because who knows who's going to be on your team regarding the other players. In terms of the captains, I mean, it's basically the returning ones, right? It's like Ndu and Punk. They won season 1 for a reason, and it's just going to be as hard as this season.
Right. No, I definitely agree with you 100% there. Those guys are absolute killers in the world of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And the last question, of course, last season we saw you, even when you win your matches, you'd be kind of the big motivator on your team, right? So you're always like a motivational part of the team. How are you going to carry that over into this season?
I want whoever's on my team, I want them to understand it's like, even though you are not winning your matches, because we can't win them all, even though you are not winning matches, you are playing some kind of role in the team. Like, if you can get hype like I was doing, if you can see some things, maybe get some advice that your teammate might have missed while playing, do that as well. Like, it's not, of course, ideally we all want to win, but like there are small roles into it as well that you can do. And if you have it in you, like, get hype.
Exactly.
Let people know small details that, like I said, they might have missed.
Of
So
course,
anything. It's all about team synergy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that 100%. I really like your outlook, your perspective on that. Best of luck to you in the SFL, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seeing Dual Kevin in that captain position is very refreshing because last season he was the absolute motivator and the kind of shot caller the team needed, right? To kind of pick and break down the defense and offensive options that a player had in that set, right? So seeing him in this captain position now, being able to motivate his team with an objective, it's going to be very interesting to see. Glad he's back into the mix as a captain for Team Frost. He's going to be going up against the captain of Team Psycho. We got Smug going up with a G pick right off the bat. Not his main, but his secondary.
Well, I mean, look, I feel like it's great to establish. You have to establish this now, right? And I feel like this is good for Dual Kevin as well when it comes to establishing himself not only just as a captain but as a Street Fighter player. Having that ability to get a W here will be very, very strong. All right, here we go. Starting off early with the pressure. And I honestly feel like Rashid can move around a lot of these spaces that G wants to occupy.
Yeah, and one of the things I liked about Dual Kevin is that he's such a sponge, right? He kind of absorbs information so quickly on how to dissect a character's playstyle, or even like a person's playstyle for that matter.
Oh yeah. Like as a captain, it's very easy to tell like where he excels, right? We saw him as a motivator. Oh, the crush, the long distance crush.
The long arm of the law.
Bet you won't do it again.
Oh, he did do it again, actually. He threw out the Fierce, buffered it just in case, or actually he was looking for a crush counter. Smug with the discipline, just staying locked down. He's ready. He's buying his time for this V-trigger.
Yeah, there's that activation off of the standing medium kick. Gonna try to walk out of that corner, and Dual Kevin holding his ground. Locks it down, backing, standing medium kicks, pushes him even closer back to that corner.
He's not overcommitting. He understands the kind of potential that Smug can have with the damage, and that jump in denied by Dual Kevin with the anti-air.
That lets you know how ready Dual Kevin is. Ready with the anti-air, the HB spinning mixer. Oh, the EX just to clip him and then takes the charge as well. He must have been well aware after that knockdown, but loses it instantly, and he's already back in this corner.
That's Rashid, baby. He puts you in the corner in just a couple seconds, really, and applies his pressure. What I'm more impressed with is the fact that Smug hasn't really pressed the button. He got countered.
Yeah.
It just so happened to play out that way. But he's trying to get out this corner with the discipline. Again, the counter hit from Dual Kevin, just stuffing all the options.
It was funny. I was listening to him talk about like how to deal with like pressure in like defensive positions in Street Fighter 5 outside. He's like, yo, you have to play sound. He's like, yeah, it's some bull, it's some stupid stuff in there, but you have to play sound, and that's what's gonna get you out of these situations. So him not hitting the button is not surprising. But the defense that he is lacking just cost him the first game. That's 2 rounds straight against Smug.
And again, it's been all Dual Kevin those last 2 rounds. The majority of those rounds were spent in the corner as Smug was trying to find his way out, just trying to poke his way out, get some space back. That wasn't the case. Even in V-Trigger, there was no real threats there.
I mean, Dual Kevin just seems like he knew the exact range. I mean, that medium kick that he was using, that crouching fierce he was using, like the ranges he was controlling versus that character. And we said before, G was not a very popular character that first season, even though he was really, really strong. Oh,
Eagle
what a
spike. The reactions on Dual Kevin. And I like the ambiguity of his timing. When it comes to throwing out those normals, right? We saw him wipe away with that crouch fierce, delayed the stand fierce, and then he would opt to go back and forth within those ranges with that medium kick, as you mentioned before. So I'm really liking how solid Dual Kevin's been playing so far.
Checking it with that jab. We talked about the fact that G's jab is really good, right? You see it coming out a lot from Smug. Medium kick, the corner in favor of Smug right now.
Oh, and that range, Dual Kevin with the confidence. He's just standing right outside the range that Smug wants to play at.
Nice check with the crouch short. Back
Not
throw.
a lot of buttons pressed at all on Smug's behalf, right?
Like he will commit to playing sound, especially in this situation. You know Rashid gets a lot of damage if you overcommit too early. And look at the fact that Dual Kevin is playing such sound defense with one bar of EX and just shutting down so many options that my boy G has.
Steve, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second.
Okay,
Yeah.
back throw. All right, now this is good. V-trigger active, G can steal rounds. My man is a shoplifter for the rounds.
Oh, but can you block it? The wheel kick doesn't follow through.
Doesn't matter if you got, the secret shoppers, the eye in the sky, the cameras, it doesn't make a difference. But look at the gray light that he just took off from him, and the throw is gonna do it. That's 3 rounds straight.
Putting him at match point, Dual Kevin on the
3 rounds
run
straight.
right now. Smug hasn't pressed a lot of buttons in the entirety of this set. I gotta be honest. And even when he did press buttons, they were counter hit. Dual Kevin has stuffed the normals that Smug tried to present to the table. It's not working out too well for Smug right now. But again, this is only to determine the pick order. He might have something up his sleeve, Steve. I don't know. I can't
The
tell.
timing, the mix-up timing between the stand medium kick and the tornado is really throwing off Smug. And look at where they're playing. They're right under the timer. Oh,
stuffed.
EX, just to make sure, gets a little space forward throw. He wants that corner. Oh my.
A little George Takei.
Right?
In this corner once again, Dual Kevin going to work with that fierce check afterwards. Smug with the activation as well.
Oh.
Double crouch fierce. Oh, I like that.
The V skill in the air, that was so good. The powered up one too. It's not making a difference though. The
He
right lead in
waited.
favor, he's still alive though. He's still alive and he still got triggered. Oh, but the chip out is real. The V trigger is active
And
2-0
I don't know
for
if
the
you saw
dual
this.
wielding Kevin.
I don't know if you saw this, but on the upper right-hand side of that camera, he looked over to Smug as soon as it was over. He's like, yeah.
I'm about that, man.
I want
I'm
these
about
picks.
eye contact. After you take that L, I'm going to look you right now like, yo, good games.
So in the
I'm going to
meantime,
look at you intimately. Good games. See you next time.
so we've established the first 2 winners of the captain's bracket. We have
Yeah.
CJ Truth with Team Spirit, and then the captain Dual Kevin for Team Frost. They're going to be going up momentarily. But before that, again, 801 Strider, faltering. Smug as well.
Faltering.
Team Storm and Team Psycho. They're going to be facing off each other. Again, this is all just to determine the pick order here for draft day.
I mean, and just don't forget, this is most few of the only times you're going to get to see these captains play against each other like this, right? As well as some of the team members, right? I feel like last season we didn't get that opportunity to see the captains face off against each other to see what they potentially could be getting lined up for. Let's take a look back at that last set. This is a very, very tense match. You can see how aggressive that Dual Kevin is being from the very beginning of this match.
Well, yeah, that's just the nature of the beast, right? When it comes to Rashid, his offensive options are just so well-rounded, I would say. And it has so much carry to it as well. I've mentioned it earlier during the set that Smug spent a lot of time in this corner, and Rashid just makes it play out that way.
Even more is the fact that he didn't use much meter in the entire set. He had so many, but he used the CA to close out.
It was for this moment right here.
But it was for this moment. There was a lot of times I was thinking that he was going to react with the EX, try to stop some of the approaches, or just to kind of kill some of the gap pressure, but he didn't. He just held all of it, played super sound Street Fighter. Legit didn't do anything too risky.
It made it even scarier, honestly, because he could have woken up with EX spinning mixer. That's kind of the threat that Smug was looking for as well, to kind of see if that option was going to be available. Every time that he knocked down Dual Kevin, he kind of waited there and said he was very reluctant to press the button because if he wakes up with EX spinning mixer, he's going to lose his turn.
G has that ability to, I'm telling you, he's a shoplifter of rounds. That's exactly what he is. He comes in there with a trench coat and he just stuffs stuff in, and it's typically your life bar. Regardless, we're going to come back to this captain's bracket right after this break. Please return to us on SFL.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it right there. The main event. Your show. Honda wins. Honda Cento Grand Reopening!
I am Rashid of the Turbulent Wind. We are great. Rashid wins. Remember the name well.
Welcome back, everybody, to Street Fighter League Pro US Season 2. We have the losers bracket for the captains to determine their pick order here in Draft Day. And, man, it's pretty exciting. We have 801 Strider with Team Storm going up against Smug for Team Psycho.
Look.
The two Gs going at it.
But there's multiple characters that either one of these guys could
They're
play.
both going to pick G. They're going to do it.
the trading cards.
And these are the two teams that are actually really keeping an eye on these brand new captains, right? They're trying to study and see what they bring to the table, and especially with these characters. See, I told you, it was going to be a G-on-G match.
But he ain't even locked in, though. He could be just messing with you.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty wild, honestly. You're going to see two of the best G players in North America. We called it, man, and this is exactly what we want to see here at Street Fighter League. Some raw action.
Yo, Jeremy, you called it because you're a genius. Don't let nobody
G
tell
for
you
genius.
different. G
Got
for
it.
genius. There you go.
Duly noted.
All right, here we go. I really thought we were going to see a Balrog versus G, but he's like, the mirror. Day one, day zero,
Yeah.
we got a mirror match.
And so what's on the line here for the captain's bracket for draft day is these guys are fighting for that pick order for those of you just joining us, right? This isn't going to determine necessarily like their placement because in the end, they get to decide.
First 15 seconds, we saw nothing but stand medium kick fireball.
Yeah, it's great.
No power up, gonna take the space instead. Challenge him with that stand medium kick once again. And this is how you know these tools that they're using are so good. Because they've only used 3 moves more than anything.
V-skill, fireball.
Stand medium kick.
That's right. Ugh. A man grab. They'll bring it in.
Not dead. Reset.
Roundhouse to knock him down.
Ooh, the
Yes,
little
sir.
shimmy right there.
And he has such like subtle walk speed, right? It's still like not necessarily in your face, right? It's like an average walk speed, but it's still that small slight hesitation. You want to press a button.
And that can mean like a throw or jab range for this character.
Ugh.
Take the power up. No, the space once again. He's trying to push Smug to this corner.
Yeah, I think he likes the Oki option afterwards, off the V skill, because it's built in V gauge as well. He doesn't necessarily need the presidentiality level too much.
How did he get? He made it through that fireball with dash punch, and he's holding the corner. 801 Strider just walking up that jab. The range is something we mentioned a little earlier. Takes the counter hit, jumps out of the corner. Smug has a chance. And he just got that meter forward throw. This is where G is most powerful.
No V reversal out of there. Yeah, he covered that
Full
option.
conversion.
V skill double time. Is it enough? You're damn right it is. Double V skill again for that combo. Smug, all off of an anti-air.
Look, what did I say? Steals rounds. The shoplifter of rounds. Sir, you got something in your pocket? No, you don't. That was the first round of this game we just played.
Put that back on the shelf. Put that round back on the shelf right now.
Oh, that was good.
That was sneaky.
Being the G player himself, Strider, he knows.
The man has a rifle on his back, man. He can't be using that. Actually, he doesn't use it at all.
Right, he doesn't.
Anti-air? Yes, sir. The conversion.
801 Strider.
He waited. That was so deliberate, too. He saw the jump. He's like, I know what I'm going to do.
Back to that stand medium kick, giving a little space this time. And now, Trigger is the only thing that can save Smug at this point. There's the activation, catches him on the
juggle.
Wow.
The wheel kick after
Dash
the catch. The delayed crouch fierce. He was looking for a button.
Stand medium kick, gets the V-skill conversion. His trigger's almost out, goes for the command throw, crouching fierce.
Told you,
801
bro.
Strider.
Good read there from 801 Strider, knowing to jump out of the corner. And, you know, it still could have gone either way. Smug could have laid out a normal there to keep him grounded, to stop those pre-jump frames.
I like the confidence to walk up, though. He just walked up. He's like, yep, you talked the slide walk by G.
The wave to the crowd, the slight wave.
You guys, I know we showed it a little earlier, but the last season's champion and runner-up team in the studio watching these matches as they unfold. Everybody else, they're out training. These guys are vets. Jerseys already hanging in the rafters of the stadium. They get the chill right now.
And I don't even know, it's not even like a serious thing for them. They're just laughing at these two G's play.
Look
They're
at
like,
these guys.
We've done this before.
Fight for their lives. Okay, takes the charge this time. All right, that knockdown is going to be super important. We've seen 801 Strider be able to control so much of this match just with walking and one
Crouch
conversion.
fierce? Yeah, I like that. Buffered afterwards, or canceled afterwards. That crouch fierce into the fireball to keep him locked down. That anti-air too, just crouch fierce in general, just covers such a wide range above G.
And still, the real estate space still in favor of 801 Strider as Smoke tries to get out the crouching fierce once again.
We just talked about it, right, Steve? I'm telling you, that crouch fierce, a huge arsenal, or a huge part of his arsenal.
But puts himself in the corner. I'm not sure, but this is a good spot for Smug, even though his life is super low right now. Tries to go for the command throw. I like the test right there.
You know what I'm thinking about it when they play each other? I hope G gets banned. That'd be actually
They get
pretty
bodied.
cool.
That sucked for both of them.
That would be pretty funny. Oh, and the overhead from that far? That's like what, low forward distance? That's crazy.
That's really far. And it's actually pretty slow too.
He is the world president. Look at that match
heels.
point. Yes, sir. 801 Strider. To take at least.
Jab in the EX confirm. You spoke about that at the beginning of the show when we spoke about G earlier. Stand medium kick.
It's a great normal to buffer, Steve. Crouch jab, short, or stand short, excuse me.
Good spacing. Just trying to walk out of that corner. Smug. Okay. Triple fireball for the assault. EX wheel. He tried to read the fireball. That's going to get him in trouble, though. This is good. This is good for Smug right now.
Big
Dash
time
up.
conversion.
V-skill it? No?
Power him up.
Big damage. Takes the knockdown this time around.
Oh, he thought it was
gonna
enough
kill?
for instant air.
The
Not
robber of
quite.
rounds. The round robber himself, G.
Oh, through the fireball.
Works out this time.
Oh,
Tries
he
to fade it
tried
out
it.
again. V-reversal. That was so smart.
V-Trigger is still active for Smug, but he's only got 1 health left.
Anything is going to do it. 1 HP. We saw the overhead do the job last time, and he's just inching forward the jump.
Big jump
with
in.
the medium punch.
It's not going to be enough, though. He just ran out of V-Trigger. Command grab.
Oh, the empty low!
That's not. It's still not gonna be enough.
What happens next? Don't go for the throw. Don't go for the throw. Oh, wow. Fishing with the standing fear is not going to work. One of the first things that you mentioned.
Steve, don't poke me like
The
that.
first thing that you mentioned with G was that jab. That was what you talked about. That's what won Gustavo. 801 Strider. Now, Smug just coming into the game. Just coming in to the captain's quarters, the bracket where the big dogs sit.
I just felt Steve Crouch jabbed me in real life. He was trying to prove a point of how good
I was.
that normal was, and it kind of hurt. But I'll tell you what, Smug putting himself in 4th place for the captain's bracket. But, you know, it's not the end of the world, actually, because this is only to determine the pick order. Man, my sides hurt, Steve. That's a really strong poke,
It was
by the
only
way.
one finger,
And that wasn't even with his bead arm.
That wasn't the beat arm. That was the regular poking finger.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Either way,
Get
no.
that away from me. We're queuing up for our next game, though. We do have the other 2 captains on the winner side. We have Team Frost going up against Team Spirit. And that's led by Dual Kevin and newcomer CJ Truth. But in the meantime, for those of you just joining us, you missed one hell of a match. We had G on G action with the likes of Smug and Gustavo.
Look at this replay. And you know for a fact that these guys are well versed in the world of G. 801 Strider is so aware of it that he, even when he had the lead, he was willing to play back a little bit and waited for proper whip punishment. Smug just couldn't keep the momentum even when he did get it in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, I felt like Smug spent a lot of time in the corner for the first part of it, just trying to figure out how 801 Strider wanted to play. I'm confident that these guys have played each other before in the G mirror match, but man, it's a whole different story when it comes to something on the line.
Relatively,
a ton on the line. By the way,
it's so different now to see like that we're getting G's right out of the bat now. It took us a minute to get it. We had to wait for a character man before we got a G at first, and now we are in season 2, and we already got 3 matches, and this is just in the captain's bracket. So.
I mean, there was a lot of G's back in season 1. There's even more G's literally in the first week of Street Fighter League. But you know, it was a character that was kind of not downplayed, but he was definitely. He
was one of the newer characters, right? Just like we now have 3 newer characters, right? We don't know what's going to happen in the span of the season to make somebody pull out an E Honda, right? To make somebody pull out a Poison, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if someone has. I mean, we saw 801 Strider.
I know that
right?
Punk has a Lucia up his belt or up his sleeve.
Well,
Definitely. I've seen it on the streams.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But the next match is going to be even better. Like I said, this sets the tone for the entire season. Getting a W versus another captain, think about what that does for team morale. Yo, we got to play Team Spirit again. Like, well, look, the captain already beat him, so we at least got that 1 W under our belt already. But that doesn't mean anything because the order is going to dictate everything. And these guys haven't even selected their teams yet. But this is still draft day. People are still putting on the hats, being called up to the podiums.
Yeah, so whoever wins this actually gets to choose their priority when it comes to where they want their position to be in the Snake draft itself. Because, again, if you were to pick first, by default, you are picking last because it goes all the way around, 1st through 4th, then back around 5th through 8th.
Yes, and you have to have at least 1 crowd favorite and at least 1 online warrior. So you might get stuck with somebody you didn't even want on your team to begin with, or somebody that you might think is a weaker player. Or, you know, I mean, like, that's part of it. That is all part of the mindset, the meta when it comes to the Street Fighter League. Like, that's exactly how it works. You have to think about your team. You have to think about who's going to lose to who could potentially lose to who. And, like, setting up matches like this on the very first day for day 0, I feel like it's really good. All right, here we go, though.
A lot of information being given out for these captains, right? So it's going to be Team Frost going up against Team Spirit. CJ going with the tried and true Cammy. And then you got Dual Kevin with his Rashid. Very impressive right off the gate, too, for both players. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see these brand new captains to get out in Season 2. Here we go. Game 1. Checking with the medium kicks from both sides.
CJ Truth willing to play that further back game. Crouch your medium kicks, tries to go for the dash up throw, the crouch short.
Nice conversion off the crouch strong there. Counter hit for CJ Truth, firing for first blood.
Gets that tick throw and steal.
Another counter hit conversion, but didn't go into the spiral arrow that time.
We saw Dual Kevin a little earlier play that G, but Cammy's a different monster. She gets a chance to, you know, control that neutral just the same, has an air approach. There we go. The EX dive kick. HP spinning mixer. Dual Kevin's not going to let you get away with too many things, right?
That's right, yeah. Can't take up too much of that airspace. Enough of that information for Dual Kevin. He's going to read it, take advantage of that. Yeah, all the way down. It was enhanced. It was enhanced because of the V-trigger. He wasn't done yet. Oh, but he just might be. CJ Truth not going to spend the rest of that bar. He's going to go through it. No, you cannot. No longer in V-Trigger.
Definitely out. I thought we were going to see the end of this first round already. Playing at that range 1. Wow, you see him fishing with that standing fierce. About 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Hooligan into EX dive. Oh, and you can't press a button because she's still a threat on the way down. Dual Kevin with the hesitation, giving CJ Truth the first round.
That was a really close first interaction between those two. CJ Truth taking the first round, game number 1.
Yeah, Dual Kevin now pushing CJ further into the corner with just the presence, right, of the normals. CJ finds the opening. Crouch fierce stand, or crouch strong stand fierce conversion.
Tried to go for a tick throw this time around, but Dual Kevin was ready for it. That's what I meant when I said it's not going to keep working just the same, because now he's going to be aware of that range that you want to play at, and then he's going to start checking. Now look how he's going to start playing back. Still, those medium kicks from Cam. She still has the pokes to control that range, but you can see how tense it's getting a lot closer.
Her medium kick is just as good on the way down. Just neutral jump roundhouse. Dual Kevin ran right into it. Face first, not advised.
Don't want to use your face there. Uh-oh, back throw, Dual Kevin.
Not
Forward
quite.
throw.
He wants more damage before the activation.
We saw the conversion on that first round coming from that pop-up V-trigger. Not going to work. Going to get the throw still. Another button
now
this
he's
time.
threat a critical art. Big time punish.
And didn't even spin the meter. He's going to get a little... Oh, wow. So smart. Didn't spend all of his meter. Great awareness there looking at the life bar. 1 round apiece, game number 1. Okay.
CJ Truth was kind of smirking at that one. He's like, okay, I thought you were going to press the button. All right. Like, he's got that demeanor. He's like, okay, I respect it. I respect it. You're giving me a challenge now. He likes that.
Oh, stand medium kick. When I say that Dual Kevin is one of the only Rashids I see use stand medium kick like that. Good pressure. CJ Truth willing to like backdash to this range. He needs to be careful because you know Dual Kevin will start scouting. What an
Yes,
anti
sir.
there.
Yeah, the last time he ran face first into it. Dual Kevin a little bit more spaced out. Used the crouch strong as an anti-air.
Just looking for Cammy to overextend. But still just walking.
And that's, you know, Dual Kevin's fine with that. But again, you have to be wary. Oh, that's so ambiguous. Great blocks from the man, Dual Kevin. He's used to those situations. He was born in the mix.
He was definitely born in the mix. You got to throw an assist on the screen to slow that man down. Oh, wow. The overhead, the jump man. Good pressure. Good pressure. The interrupt goes right for the activation.
Not going to spend it, but he does have V-trigger left a little bit. He might break his way through with the dive kick.
Ooh, that shimmy almost worked out, but Dual Kevin taking the bait and swinging. He needs to be careful. Has plenty of meter, though. Plenty of meter.
Dive kick is coming, Steve. I'm telling you.
You know it is. You're a Cammy player. That's the end of that trigger, though, and dashes into the stand medium kick. A very vital situation. Did you see that quick handshake from CJ Truth? It's like, truth is, you weren't supposed to dash there, bro. You got to wake up earlier than that. The other two teams in here with the chuckles.
It's all Punk, really. His cackle is definitely the most noticeable one. It's trademark at
Got
this
the
point.
hyenas in here, man. JB in the back laughing, too.
The most expression I've seen from him, I think, in this entire year.
Right. Young J Bait back in the studio once again.
Knuckle Dude looking on as well. Team Gale, Team Inferno on the sidelines. Scoping out these characters. Or scoping out these captains.
Oh, yeah. Throw. All right, Dual Kevin.
What a whiff punish. And I like that adjustment from Dual Kevin, right?
Oh, that was meaty. Wasn't ready for it. That's going to be a punish. That little series could have spelled so much for Dual Kevin. An interrupt after the activation. Knew he was going to take the ground. Says, you know what? I'm going to crouch jab.
Checking with the medium kicks once more. Dual Kevin.
Oh, wow. That's going to be big damage.
Man.
Trigger still on the table. Actually baits out the DP of its own. CJ Truth is on set point.
Round 2. Looking to take down this captain's bracket to figure out what role or what placement he wants to put himself at to choose. But again, we still have a lot more Street Fighter to play, by the way. We gotta scout. We gotta scout the rest of these players, man.
This pressure that Dual Kevin is putting on right now, I'm looking at it and I'm like, when is he gonna stop? But CJ Truth is just so content at waiting his turn.
He spends it, yeah, but he gets to keep him down in this corner.
Off the
wall.
backboard, okay. Goes for the jab. Trigger still available for Rashid.
Dual Kevin still with the threat of V-Trigger. He's trying to contain CJ Truth in this corner so that he can get his mix-ups going. Exactly. But the defense, impenetrable. Checking with the medium kicks over and over.
Reset, stays on the same side. Great awareness by Dual Kevin. Look at this movement. Great jab. Oh, there's the activation right into C8. He's trying to stay alive. He's trying to stay alive.
He wants... Even on draft day, these guys are playing their hardest.
Final round.
What's Smug say? A bunch of tryhards.
That's exactly what it was.
I like that. I'm gonna start saying that to people, man.
Bunch of
tryhards, man. Who you trying to impress, man?
It's only week 1.
Right? Where the camera? Oh, it's right there.
You can't reveal your whole hand. Only in the first week? Come on now. Oh.
Dual Kevin just seems like he does not know what range to try to take up to control Cammy, and CJ Truth just seems so versed in it.
Yeah, he's really changing up the speed of how he's approaching, what normals he's going to be harassing with, and that's it. That entire changeup led him to a quick 2-0 victory over Dual Kevin.
Whew. My boy woke up, brushed his teeth, and was already out the door. A quick 2-0.
Breakfast to go.
Right?
On the way out the door.
Ma, I'll take a Hot Pocket. None of that brown sugar crap either. Give me the good stuff. Give me the s'mores.
What are you having for breakfast, Steve?
Look,
you
man,
had
I'm just
a
saying,
Hot Pocket? You had s'mores too? What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts. My bad, my bad. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Nobody likes brown sugar Pop-Tarts, man. Nobody. You better not say nothing, Jeremy. You
not,
better not say a word.
I am going to say that there's going to be a hot replay for you.
Oh, okay, here we go. Better than brown sugar Pop-Tarts. There we
I'll
go.
tell you
Dual Kevin came out looking very, very strong in that first game, right?
Yeah, but the adaptation from CJ Truth has just been phenomenal, right? He's feeling really confident going into it. I mean, he said so in his interview, right? He's just going to play to the best of his ability. He's going to treat everybody like a threat, and he's playing so right now. You see it, man. He's just shining with this character, and that's not even the only character he has under his belt.
That's the scary thing about it, right? CJ Truth is a very, very strong player. We said this from the beginning, and this is I feel like this season is a little different. We heard Punk talk about it as we look back at this captain's bracket. CJ Truth versus Dual Kevin on that winner side with the CJ Truth 2-0. A quick 2-0 at that.
So what it looks like right now, it's Team Spirit in first, Team Frost in second, I believe Team Storm in third, and Team Psycho in fourth. We get to see where they put themselves in the Snake draft.
Yes, so that would mean the Team Spirit is going to get that first pick, if I'm not mistaken, or they will get to choose where they select their team member first, right?
That's right. We're going to figure that out after, when we come back from this break. But when we return, it's going to be the scouting phase of draft day, and you don't want to miss it because we have some fresh faces here at Street Fighter League Season 2. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Cool down, cop! The police aren't wanted around here.
Do the crime, you do the time. You need a cup of coffee?
Come on. Wins.
Yes! Another case is closed.
This is the path of my destiny.
Pleased to meet you.
And welcome back to Street Fighter League, everybody. We just saw the captain bracket matches close up, and the captains have actually decided their pick order. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pick order right now. First place was TJ Truth in the bracket, and he actually went ahead and decided to take the first pick. And then following up with that, we had Dual Kevin going with the second pick, Gustavo going to get pick number 3, and Smug going to get pick number 4. And of course, it's a snake draft, which means Smug's going to get pick 5 and reverse order all the way back. Now I'm here with CJ Truth. And CJ, you played fantastic in those first sets there. You know, really got stuff off to a good start at SFL. We were talking a little bit earlier about, you know, how sometimes people new here, they got a little bit of nerves, but you didn't show any of that.
I guess so. Yeah, I tried to play well, and yeah, luckily I won. You know.
So how about your decision here? You know, why the first choice? Obviously, if you get first choice, you also get last choice.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the guy I want, you know, is there. You know, at the beginning. That's basically it.
So as long as you get your one guy, you don't care who else you get.
Yeah, basically.
All right, well there it is, man. We'll send him back to the desk with Vicious and Tasty Steve.
That smile,
I
that
love the
$1 million
attitude,
smile. You
man.
know, I did it. You know, like shout out to my mom.
I just
you know?
played my game. You know, it's just another day
He
at the
smiles,
office room. Yeah.
he twinkles his chain a little bit. Like, I did it for my mom, you know. Like, thanks, Mom. I appreciate it.
And I also feel like the graphic they showed earlier for the pick order. Are you all right? It was like the same as what we started the day off with. I feel like nothing actually changed with that graphic.
So we were thinking that there was gonna be a change of like this guy's gonna go last, this guy's gonna go
Yeah,
first. They was
yeah.
like, no, it was the temp order that we
I might be
already
wrong.
had picked, right? So obviously these guys did not think about. That's what I feel like anyway. They didn't think about this because I guarantee you it's going to play a big effect when it comes to the overall season. However, now
We're in the scouting phase.
we're
Steve.
going into the scouting phase.
On deck, man. Do we have a fight for you? We have
Oh.
XSK Samurai going up against his former captain, Idom. How are you going to break our hearts like that in Season 2?
See, that's why. Look,
This is crazy.
It's the betrayal, man. That's how it begins. This is exactly what you want. Samurai.
It's a brand new anime arc.
Exactly. A returning team member from last season. That Akuma, the bane of many teams' existence, coming from Samurai. Of course, the secondaries, Sagat and Ryu. Now, I feel like he started with the Ryu and obviously turned over to Akuma, and now he's a completely new threat. Been playing out of his mind since Season 1. And
4 back-to-back OCVs.
don't say it out loud. The other captains might not have heard it. I want them to be surprised. Look, 801 Strider legit made eye contact.
He gave
with
you the
me
shake,
the
too?
minute, you know, like, but that's just the talk about Samurai. He's a very, very strong player. He's well composed, has that mentality to say, you know what, I'm always trying to improve. However, his opponent, Idom, is still one of right now. We've seen what he did at Evo, terrifying people. I said this to
Top
other people.
8,
I
top
said this
8
to other people. I
finalists.
said if Idom gets to travel, he is definitely going to blow up a bracket, and that's exactly what he did. Returning this time as a team member, not a captain. That lore is so strong. However, word on the street, we might be seeing more Poison than Birdie for sure.
Yes. So we have seen him warm up with this character, and I'm liking it, man. He doesn't have to stick to Birdie this time around. He's sharpened up this Poison. He's been in the lab. Again, brand new character. That's kind of the advantage of having these new characters right off the bat. It's going to take some time to develop, but the mind of Idom, it's going to be, you know, a huge threat bringing that new character into play because he breaks down characters very, very well.
Well, apply that to the fact that last season we didn't get to see him play Laura all of one time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so now we
a few times.
So now we get this opportunity for him to get a brand new character that he's actually well versed in. And now if you try to ban his Laura, he's got another character waiting on you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sagat on the screen? Bro, don't play
No,
like
it's Lucio, let's
the
go.
mix up. The new character display on draft day? Yeah. I like these scout matches.
I'm liking this a lot. So we have the 2 online warriors, the champions from each of their respective regions, coming into fight for the first round of the scouting phase. We got XSK Samurai going up against Idom.
This is a region match. This is East Coast versus West Coast. A rivalry as old as time. A rivalry.
It's all right. It all happens. It happens to the best of us.
All right, sets up that 5-ball pressure. Lucia, of course, has very good neutral game outfit, has a very great walk speed. Normals are super strong as well.
And okay, so I'm liking this also. They're kind of testing the waters with each other, not only with these new characters, but kind of like hiding what they have with their mains, right? So this story in general is a pretty solid one.
I like that 3-frame jab coming from Poison. Nice, positive right there. At advantage.
Big meaty. Oh!
I did didn't even know. Combo's a little hard. She has to do a stance cancel combo if you want to get big damage right there.
So it's fierce into the whip, which is actually cancelable, excuse me, into stand strong.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Big baits there from IDOM.
Stand roundhouse gets the closeout. First, we getting to see a Poison, a range control character, has some very long reach and normals. You can see right there that whip has a lot of special moves that gives her a lot of range, but she has slow recovering normals in some of these instances.
Slap him up a little bit, gets a check after. That medium kick is cancelable. Keeping Samurai honest in this range. Samurai hasn't been able to break through the plethora of offense from IDOM, and it's just stationary offense.
High heel kick.
I've never seen IDOM play like this. Not ever. We've only been seeing him with Laura.
But what about his stellar birdie? It was so sick, right? No?
Week after week, huh?
Week after week, chip him out?
No, not quite. But he's still in good condition.
Still, yeah. That was a full life lead right there. Great conversion. Still a little trigger left for Lucia. There's the V reversal.
I think he tried to grab through it, but it just wasn't in time for that V reversal. I wonder how fast that V reversal was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Another combo. He's going to set himself up for Oki. Oh, big fierce, but no conversion off of that. That could have been it.
Jumps out with the light. Anything will do it here for IDOM. This will be match point if he can score any hit.
He's
just inching forward. He is definitely sitting. And then walk up
Dang.
throw.
He's got a smile on his face too. I'm gonna wait there, bro. I'm well versed. I'm well versed in this game. Don't test me.
They're definitely using the insider knowledge from last season to break down each other's game. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but that was a great match. I like seeing new characters.
We just got a side note that IDOM actually brought back his captain jacket. He's like, you know what? Whatever team I'm going to be on, I'm going to take that captain position.
Right?
That's not true.
I bought my own jacket.
That's not how it works.
You know, IDOM, you can't do that. No. I was here last season. I'm pretty sure I'm more familiar with the rules than you are.
Yeah, I've been here the entire season, Steve. Where were you? And I like that. Yeah, crouch fierce to kind of check as well. It's a low,
yes.
by the way.
Kind of has that Dawson effect, right? And it has a very long range, but still not able to keep IDOM or keep Samurai away from him, and he's in his corner now.
Now tell me about that stance, the whip. There's 3 different types of angles that she could hit at with that special move.
Well, the thing is, she has a low one with the stand light punch, a far range medium punch one, and then she has the anti-air one, which is, it takes you out of the air. Thing is, they are typically slow. The EX ones, just the same, right?
Yeah.
Super fast. The hitbox is a little different, and you can clear it sometimes, but still a really good anti-air option. There's the jump in.
That's going to be punishable. Yeah, the gun smoke into the tackle.
Oh, are you dead?
You are deader than dead.
Nuh-uh.
Oh,
no, it scales so much. That's one of the things. And just walking to the corner, that far-reaching, crouching fierce. One more round in IDOM.
As intimidating as it looks, you know, it still has a hurt box on it. You kind of treat it like...
Now we get this opportunity for him to get a brand new character that he's actually well versed in. And now, if you try, speaking of crazy, look at the round switch around coming from Samurai right now.
Yeah, that was a big stun combo there from Samurai. He did
block,
spin the bar,
punish.
though.
There we go. Uses the trigger EX. Let him cook a little bit.
That is so smart
Let
from
him simmer.
IDOM. I like that. Yeah, the whiplash into V-trigger 1 to keep him on fire. Oh,
the
no.
walk back full combo conversion. Uses the rest of that trigger, and look at it. Even adds a little gray life on top of it and cashes out. Look at the turnaround that Poison just got with IDOM.
I thought he was going to go for the multiple whips again to keep him cooked up. But that's not the case.
Because it definitely would have chewed the life down, right? You would have had a...
Yeah. Oh, got to respect the law. You know, that's
two hits.
how it is.
2 hits.
She's an honest woman now. She's trying to earn her living. She's not trying to hustle these wrestlers anymore and take a percentage. She's finding a new wrestler and she's trying to start over. Okay? That's
She's
the
trying to
lore.
move
She's
on.
trying to find a new wrestler. Maybe an Abigail, who knows?
Crush. Dash up, gets the stand light to that high heel kick.
Big counter hit conversion, yes sir. Yeah, follow through. Does get Oki after that. The medium kick extender after the run, the gun smoke.
Oh, what an anti-air. Actually stuffs the reversal on the EX. Just at the tail end, at the plus. Gotta be careful.
I misinformed people. It was actually the uppercut. It was crouch jab, medium kick uppercut. My mistake.
Okay.
I gotta let him know. Okay, yeah, extending the combo with the V-trigger 2 into the flame kick.
Oh. Sweep works out. That's the end of the trigger. That 2-bar trigger goes away really fast, but she gets a lot of very high damage turnaround with it.
Yeah, durability on that fireball. Idom just sat back. He sat back just to kind of wait for it to disappear. Ooh.
Dash up, crouching fierce right there. Yes, and that's one of the opportunities he has, but you still have to be careful. You can trade and get that hit and still lose. Tries to go for the walk-up throw. About 35 seconds left on the clock. Poison working on the CA right now. Lucia trying to get that one last DX bar.
Strong, so good, and yeah, that just built up
V
enough.
reversal.
Yes,
Back
yeah,
roll.
man.
Idom keeping it cool under pressure. That 2-0 was going to go on his side. Samurai. Whew.
Yeah, I believe that is first to two between these two players. Idom putting in that work with Poison already. I'm liking how this is turning up. And Samurai, you know, trying out Lucia, not his main character, but I like the potential from both.
Look, I think this is a good way to start the season. And of course, this is just, you know, kind of exhibition matches. This is for the other captains to get a look at what you have to offer. I feel like that's a great way to start, especially because Idom was one of those players who kind of got, you know, he kind of got clipped. They made sure that he was not at full power the entire season. Showing a new character right out of the bat, one of the smarter things you can do is we take a look back at this replay. Not to take anything away from Samurai as well. He just couldn't get his game started. And we know,
character as well.
yeah, she's also a new character, and Lucy is really strong, but just couldn't get it started against Poison.
Yeah, I think she just has a hard time in this matchup just trying to close the gap. But Samurai is showing that he does understand how the character operates, the combo routes she wants to take for optimization. So it's good to see that they have more characters under their belt. Prime candidates for captains to really consider going into the draft.
Nice back throw there out of that tense situation, and I figured there was going to be something else. Lucia has really good normals to like keep you honest in some of these situations, especially when it comes from the cross-up situations. Her walk speed is super good. A nice new character to add to the roster, and I like Samurai giving that character a try, especially just so the captains can get a look at what he's bringing to the table.
I kind of want to see what these two have to say to each other, knowing that in Season 1 they were partners in crime, and nowadays they get to fight each other throughout the entirety of Season 2. Or maybe they might be on the same team, who knows? But we do have Rip to get that answer.
Exactly. I'm here. Samurai, Idom, Lucia, and Poison bringing out the new characters for us here. You know, of course, as they just mentioned, you guys were former teammates previously. You know, how did that feel to go at each other right there?
It was fun. I like playing Idom.
And how come no Ryu, man?
I'm saving it.
I believe you, 100%. That's never going to happen. Also, you know, for you, Idom, I got to say, you know, last season, of course, we saw you have to bring out the birdie a ton. Of course, there's a new ban rule out here now, though, right? So they can't ban you Lord the whole time. How do you feel about that?
It was a good change. I'm glad I can actually play Laura for once because it's pretty annoying getting banned over and over again. Even though I don't think this season I'll get banned because I'm not a captain. Now I'm not a threat. I suck.
That may be the case. I don't know. I think you did pretty good at Evo, though. You know, you Laura did some work.
Nah, that wasn't me.
Wasn't him at all. Not at all. But of course, you know, congratulations. You know, you guys still are going to be selected. You cannot be on the same team, though. You're both online warriors. This time around, only one online warrior per team. Let's send it on back to the desk.
I knew it wasn't him. I was saying that from my seat in the arena. I was like, that can't be Idom.
Oh, really? It wasn't him?
No, that was 100% Idom. Man, this guy's super humble, super talented. I'm really excited to see how he does here in the season because obviously he has one of the best Lauras on the planet.
Yes.
I will say that with confidence.
Yes.
But his Poison is shaping up to be really solid as well. I mean, it shocked you, a Poison player, with a new combo, a meaty combo with that. So I'm really impressed actually with both of these players, seeing what they have to offer with the new characters. Again, brand new season, brand new characters, a lot more on the line. And speaking of, we have brand new players. We do have Dank Diaz on deck against Mojo, another territory contest. Two winners from the online warrior segment. They had to play in their tournaments to earn this spot. Dankity is getting first and Mojo as well.
Well, talking about Dankity is, and you know this, man, like I'm a transplant to the West Coast, and it's not many players that I already resonate with. Dankity is one of those players. He's one of the guys that I will definitely stand up for and be like, yo, look, you representing SoCal. Dankity is one of the players you want to look at. A very, very, very strong Dawson player. And he has plenty of characters on backup. G, Blanca, yes, you heard it right. A Blanca, Urian, as well as Allura. And when I tell you he's been battle hardened in the world of Wednesday night fight, people don't understand how ridiculous Dankity is. And I feel like this is such a good platform. This is a good way for people to understand what he brings to the table, especially as one of the future Street Fighter players.
This has to be said. When it comes to lab monsters and like high execution players, I feel like Dankadias is the perfect hybrid of both, right? He had second place runner-up over at Capcom Cup qualifier last year. One of the highest placements I've ever seen him in, and he's just been getting better over time. Tournament after tournament. There's no stopping this kid, and I think he has one of the biggest potentials for the draft today, honestly. I think he's going to be one of the eyes to look at. And then we have Mojo on the other hand.
I was about to say.
Man, this guy is just as dominant with how he mixes up his players, right? His Mika has just been phenomenal. He does have Falk on the table.
Yes.
I've seen it on his timeline. I've seen it on his Twitter and his social media. He does have some Falk tech, but I'm more interested in seeing Poison just because it's the nature of the beast when it comes to new characters. We're so interested on who's got the most tech on these new characters.
So Mojo has a very, very unique position, if you ask me, because if you look at his character pool, it's super strong, right? And I'm going to explain this.
Yes,
Our
sir.
Mika is a very explosive character. You make one mistake and you don't know what you're looking at, that can be the end of the round. We have Falk, a character that is terribly underplayed. A lot of people don't know what they're looking at versus that character. Having that in your back pocket makes you an asset to a captain. And then, of course, we just saw Poison go up coming from IDOM, but we know that Mojo has the tech, and he's representing Minnesota, so you know he knows what's up. But of course, we got
he picks
Colleen.
Colleen, trying to be cold like Minnesota. Okay, I like
Cold
that.
like Minnesota.
Yo, so these guys have been playing in the practice room together, and just by sheer coincidence, they're here matched up for their scouting match. This is like 100% sheer coincidence. They've been kind of talking trash to each other in a friendly banter. They were saying, you don't have this character under your belt. What are you talking about? So they'll play each other in the mirror match and see whose character is better. And I like that kind of animosity from the young bloods, right? So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how these two duke it out today.
That's what you have to do. You got to go straight for the neck. You can't go out
jugular.
here and play, man. You got to come out here and play, you know?
And they have matching outfits. Come on, guys.
I'm more a fan of the fact, I like Mojo because he's using the third strike Colleen outfit. I don't know why people don't do this more often, because I really like this outfit. Lets me know the third strike was a real thing, okay? It wasn't a dream.
Just seems like yesterday.
Right? Getting low forward in the super. Anyways. The classic hands, Parabellum.
Oh, speaking of hands, yeah. Firing right back after that block Parabellum.
Ooh, okay. Reset. Set.
You have to guess. There's a time of the block and time to guess, honestly. Shoutouts to Yipes.
Shoutouts to Yipes and Lee Chung. I can't do it justice, so I'm not going to even try.
I wasn't going to say it. I just wanted to say it because that was the perfect situation. That was a 50-50.
We need to get that recorded so other people can know about it too. Oh, the EXP
Yo,
skill to
nullify
get through it. Big brain activity on deck.
That was
Encyclopedia Britannica over there. Think it is. What?
Now you're turning into Webster. You're just pulling out all the words from your vocabulary in one
Look,
sitting.
man, that was just
Save
such a
the
great
rest
call.
for the season.
That was such a great call. You gotta use bigger words the better the game becomes, right?
My brain hurts just listening to you talk. That's crazy.
Your eyes got big. I said Encyclopedia Britannica. You said what?
Rap album coming soon. Here we go. Danka Diaz already locking down Mojo.
Oh.
The roundhouse activation, finding the sweet spot.
Sweep gets the cancel. I like that.
Nice block from Danka Diaz. He knows the setup.
Rock bottom. Still has that trigger act. Good patience for Mojo. That neutral jump. Just trying to get a reaction out of Mojo. And now Mojo is starting to get control of this game.
Oh.
Stunned.
Is that going to be enough?
You're stunned. You're going to break the arm. You're stunned, bro.
Armbar stun zone. Build the meter. Build the meter. Back throw. You know it. Oh, forward throw. Okay, whatever.
It's all right. It's okay.
Got to throw anyway. Build some meter. I like that from Mojo. Optimizing the situation.
All right, one round apiece. Respect. I like it. Ooh, fireball. Okay.
Just out of the way for that throw. No anti-air there from Danka Diaz. Committed to the other normal prior.
Nice.
Big punish. No, Mojo. Ready for it.
Come on, JoJo. He got to do something. I already got a nickname ready. Oh.
And I like that safe option. Man, the splash. Danka Diaz.
Smart jab right there. Oh, that jumping roundhouse coming from Colleen. Really good. Finally gets the crush ready. Gets the EXDP.
Build the presidentiality level. I like how he waited. He assessed that option just in case throughout a delayed stance, strong for that matter.
All right, gonna take the space this time. Goes for the side switch instead. Gonna keep that corner. I like that. Still gives you a little more time on that trigger.
Target combo right after the crouch jab.
Oh no.
Slight mishap on Joe's behalf, but it's still
Fourth
okay.
throw. Gotta
Rock
keep the
bottom.
corner. Looking a little bit for another one. I bet you won't do it again though.
Oh, he called. That could have been an anti-air, but Mojo.
He committed to that V skill so early, and you always gotta watch the legs. If it's anything, point at him. It's always the legs. You gotta watch the legs.
In general, G being able to traverse full screen while in V-trigger, allowing him for those juggles, you have to be aware. You're not allowed to walk anywhere.
Oh yeah, man, I hate that character,
ask for
man.
permission.
I hate that character. I just do not like fighting G, man. Just gets away with everything. I got extra life, hold this V-trigger on top of it. Come on, man.
And he's giving you a speech while he's doing
The whole
thing.
time.
Yeah. I hear you.
Stupid G, stupid tall hat.
Hey, don't blame the hat.
T-Pain
that
hat,
is cool.
man.
Yeah.
I
didn't
like
even
the
know
colors,
it.
though. I do like this color. Burgundy. I dig it.
Is that an EX color? I don't even know. And I like the space that Tankadis is sitting at once again.
You know he knows about patience. Typically, a Dawson player, he knows how to wait for that opening, take full advantage just to get control. But Mojo slowly adapting, making some great changes to get control. Yeah,
Gonna
more
go for the
parabellum.
damage instead, yeah.
Oh, wow. Nullifies the projectile, not the physical. Just dashes through just to keep that ground. Dekady is really close to that corner.
Close to the V-trigger as well. There it is. Yeah, just got it. Tankadis can activate at a moment's notice. Okay, that might not be what he wanted. I mean, obviously.
What did I say? It's always the legs. You gotta grease those ankles before you leave the house. You don't
need
want
ankle insurance at least.
ankle.
You need it. Honestly, you're walking in the streets.
Yeah, that's true.
With G around, best believe you gotta have that ankle insurance. Oh boy. Keep it together, Steve.
I dig ankle insurance.
Crouch fears. Oh
Ooh,
man.
The jab.
The angle that Colleen just flies at is gonna be stuffed by G because of that crouch fears. Her hitbox is just so beyond the arc.
Crouching strong. Gets to confirm. Nothing big from it. EX Parabellum hand.
Yeah, Tankadis has to keep it honest. You saw Mojo contest with that target combo. He's gonna do so again if he sees something fraudulent.
Oh, trade. Just goes right back. Nice. That was a great anti-air. Use that EX wheel kick. Goes for the meaty, crouching strong. This is not looking good. Tankadis is in control right now. Crouch control.
Grab.
This might be a done deal.
It's all right. No harm, no foul. Mojo, he's still got plenty more characters up his sleeve. It's only the beginning. Again, I can only say it so many times. Tankadis is taking it over. It's just the scouting report, how it went down between these two players.
At the beginning, you can tell Tankadis they was playing a respective match because they did get to play a lot when it came to training, right? They were calling each other out all day playing each other. However, came out a little differently when it came to the scout matches between these two.
Right, and Tankadis has had pretty good control in the neutral when it came to where he wanted to place his normals or change it up into the fireball game, right? And Mojo, he still has a little bit of information taken from Tankadis, so that's fine. That's something he wouldn't mind at all, right? Despite getting the 2-0 deficit in the scouting report. And it's going to be just fine with Mojo. He has plenty more characters up his sleeve. His Armika, man, if he gets to bust it out, best believe it's going to be some damage.
I mean, look, we didn't even get to see Tankadis play Dawson. We didn't get to see the Mika like you said, but at least we're going to get to talk to these two. I believe Rip is now ready with an interview. Rip, what do they have to say?
Let's find out. I'm here with both of them. Of course, Tankadis bringing out the G that time. Mojo bringing out the Colleen. I feel like both of you guys were trying to show that you're a little bit versatile, right? I mean, not really your main characters there?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've already mastered Dawson pretty much at this point. I mean, I don't have to really play him, but I mean, practicing G is, good enough.
Yeah, I think we've got enough G's here, but you also have a Blanca. You've also got another character. What was it?
Urian.
That's the one, the big tall guy. How about you? Of course, you know for your Armika.
Yeah, but I'm in a room with degenerate G players. There's about 10 G players here, so, I'm gonna pick Mika again for G. I struggle with him a little bit with Colleen, but I'm sure I can make it work.
And let me ask you guys this real quick. Is there any captain on whose team you would want to be on?
To be honest, they're all pretty. What? I'm gonna be honest, CJ. He's a cool guy.
All right, CJ. How about for you, Mojo?
I want a Strider to pick me. So, Strider or Smug.
There you go.
Let me guess. It's because you don't want to deal with G.
I want all the G players with me.
I think it's a good call.
Team with a degenerate team.
Degenerate G team for Mojo. We got it, all right? Let's sit on back to the desk with these guys.
He wants to be a part of D-Generation G. I get it.
D-Generation
G.
We can't do the sign.
We can't do it. That's
we
really
got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. Well, I mean, I like the fact that Rip gave them a chance to kind of play to the captains that they would like to scout them. That's crazy. Put out the application,
Yeah,
if you will.
he's throwing out those favors.
Take my resume.
See, Dengadinus
I
is
actually
smart.
play multiple characters. I just wanted to give, the potential captains a chance to get in on these stocks while they're high. Get your boy Denka Diaz. Holla. Like he was
I
actually
like
out
that. I
there
like that a
selling.
lot.
He was he picked G for the presidential, and then he was like, look,
Right.
guys, I'm actually pretty good with this character. Pick your man.
Yeah, he's a pretty solid candidate. Again, a lot of these characters, or a lot of these players coming into Season 2 have a plethora of characters to play with. So, I mean, it still could be pretty random. I'm going to say it's pretty random.
Well, the expertise levels here in Season 2 have all kind of like varied, right? We have a nice little entree of different territories, different players, different characters, but I feel like we have different seasons of player this time around, and that's just speaking about, one of our next contestants, right? One of our next potential players, Arturo Sanchez, Sabin for the uninformed. A lot of people don't know that this man he's a commodity. He's a streamer, he's a player. This dude flies everywhere. I'm pretty sure if you've ever seen Street Fighter, you've probably watched one of his streams because he helps out on a lot of them. My man Arturo Sanchez is a beast.
Yeah, and he's going to be going up against one of the most electrifying players that Street Fighter, the world of Street Fighter has ever seen, with Tommy Two-Step. So when we return, we're going to continue our scouting report. We're going to have Tommy Two-Step going up against Arturo Sabin Sanchez. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, you're going to see those two duke it out.
Oh, worn out already. Back for more! Can't start the show without the star. You want a second chance?
Poison wins.
Being gossiped about is proof of my popularity.
Street Fighter League Pro US Season Dose. This dude is drooling. Look at this. He straight got slob on his lip. He's supposed to be paying attention to the matches. I mean, I guess he's already got his team. He doesn't have to
JB's
look
going
at
to
the
carry
scouting.
the team. Yeah, he's doing the scouting report, and Punk is just taking a nap. That's the most anime thing you could ask for, honestly. It's pretty cool.
JB was looking like the next anime villain. He was like, yes, show me what you have.
He pushes his glasses up. You got the shine, and then you just see
the
Punk
shimmer.
Ting. Knocked out. I love it.
But look, that was only the beginning of the scouting matches that you guys saw. But look at my man Arturo Sanchez, Sabin from the uninformed. You see that cartridge on his chest? Older than most of the people watching the stream right now. I'm just
You know, it
letting
came
people
from
know.
the Video Game History Museum. That's where he works. He's actually in the exhibit himself.
Yo, check the memes. Young Art in the building. He is a Dawsome enthusiast. He's been talking about it for years. But he also has that secondary Falk. Yo, you got me with that one. That was actually pretty powerful.
That was him.
He was telling me about him playing Falk for the last 6 months, a number that you brought up, which is a very prominent number when it comes to learning new characters. Anybody who saw season 1 knows that you're going to need a backup character.
I said 6 months?
Yeah, you
I
said
believe
6
it.
months earlier, right?
I believe
I
it.
said that. I told you was a genius.
Listen,
I told
if he
you.
wins, I'm going to claim full credit on it.
Look, he has a lot of experience in the world of Street Fighter
Yes,
on
yes,
both
yes.
ends, and not only just Street Fighter, multiple games. He brings a lot of knowledge when it comes to Street Fighter League, and I'm very interested to see what he brings to the table. But you got to put on your dancing shoes. Tommy Two Steps in the building.
Man,
I cannot
he
wait.
is the
I
most
wanna see
charming
it.
individual I've ever met.
Look,
Crowd favorite indeed. Tommy Two-Step, hailing from Austin, Texas. He's not just representing his region, he's representing Texas as a whole with that Hori Fighting Edge fight stick, rocking that Urian still, and he's got a damn nice Chun-Li too. I've seen it in the practice rooms. He's got some real nice steps. That was his first character, actually. Chun-Li, and then when Urian was released, he switched over.
Look, if I'm looking at this profile right now, my man look like he's about to sell me some great Street Fighter. I'm just saying. If he's like, yo, y'all want to look at some good Street Fighter, come holler at me. I take this bad boy to the bank if you really want it. Tommy Two-Step trying to make his rounds, get scouted properly for the team he would like to be on. He has his work cut out for him, though. Yo, Arturo Sanchez is a very, very strong competitor.
Two of the most wholesome individuals going at it neck and neck. We got Arturo up against Tommy Two-Step. Here we go. Again, the two crowd favorites. We're narrowing down this scouting report, man. This is that phase where it's very vital for these captains to pay attention how the matches go down, right? You're going to see the two mains right off the bat, Dalsim versus Urian. The Donovan? Oh, that's sick.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yo, that's some
Two-Step is
Darkstalkers
actually
lore.
playing to my heart right now. Donovan is one of my favorite characters
Same.
ever. If you're my friend on PSN, it's actually a picture of Donovan. I'm not even joking. It's 100% true. But he's going up against the Dalsim. Look, Arturo heard what they said. Sabin was like, all these kids, they're trying to show they got versatility. I'm going to pull out the old car. I'm going to pull out the Bentley from the garage, and I'm going to make you look at it.
What does that mean?
It's an old classic car. It's a ridiculous car. Come on, man.
I would never even be near a Bentley.
No?
Just because,
You don't like Bentleys?
I love Bentleys.
Why
But
would
I'll
you
never own one.
Okay. Hey, me either, bro. Me either. All right, here we go.
Someday. I'll tell you what. We got Tommy Two-Step going up against Arturo. Sabin. See, Sabin, I feel like he gets a power up in this stage because it's an Alpha 2 throwback stage, right? Any sort of like old school stage he gets,
Oh, yeah.
it's
This
going to be the power.
It's really cool, actually, because it's definitely a throwback stage. We got a throwback player, throwback outfits. This is really cool.
He's going to throw his back out in the process. Sabin already establishing the
Go for the
dominance in the
trifecta.
neutral.
And, of course, these are two crowd favorites, both voted in
He's one of
by
my
the
favorites.
back.
I give him a lot of lip, but honestly, he's one of the better players that I've seen that have really stepped it up for the East Coast.
And a very unique trigger to Urian as well. We saw Classical Season 1 play a little, trigger to Urian as well. And just walking back with that stand light kick, goes for the snipe, didn't even need to get the overhead. He stood up into it, maybe trying to take the ground back. Round number 1, game number 1, that's going to go to Sabin.
Pure finesse coming from Sabin. Just the way he's been operating in this neutral space, keeping Tommy Two-Step away so far. Back throw, yes sir. Get that space between them. You want to harass with these normals. Nice teleport out. Yo, stop him midway through the tackle.
Crouching fierce, tries to dash up to get that space,
Oh!
back to crush. Not close enough though.
So
Whoa.
ambiguous.
Whoa,
Nice
he went to
block.
the other side, I didn't know. Great check. Chop him.
Oh, too far out to get the low medium kick. He would have gone into V-trigger right away afterwards.
Been the story of this first game so far. Not close enough to get the combo confirmed. Stasis.
Yo, he ran into it.
Stasis, baby. And playing the range game so well. Tommy Two-Step having the hardest time getting in there.
Oh, not
medium
anymore.
punch. Okay.
He's trying to make it look like 3S. He's trying to get the multiple tackles in the corner.
Still has a chance here in this first game. Lots of great life. Full CA
Critical
available.
art.
Crank it. Okay, and that's why you got to stay sound. You can't let the pressure get to you because that game was not looking like it was in his control for the while, especially with an unconventional trigger 2. Tommy Two-Steps takes round number 2.
I like the slight smile there from Sabin, with the little smirk. He's like, all right, got a little bit of life to you. I don't want if it's that easy.
Right. Crouching medium punch. The jab, just to keep Art honest. He does not want to keep having to deal with those dash ups, even though they're really slow. Checking jabs in Street Fighter V is the name of the game. Teleports in front. Two-Step, ready this time.
Yeah, -2 afterwards. Oh, immediately stealing. going for the headbutt.
Look at the butts he's putting out there. Gets the stun. Game number 1. Tommy two-steps. Check the shoes, bruh.
Wiping the dust off him after he kicks Arturo Sabin in the chest.
Oh, man, I hit my elbow. Sting hurts.
Well, again, this is only the beginning phase of the draft, right? These guys are just scouting.
Right.
And Tommy two-step looking really... I got to say, his adaptation in the matchup so far has been phenomenal. Getting the first game over Sabin. But, you know, Arturo's been well-versed in many types of Street Fighters, right? He knows how to recognize situations and plan for the future.
Yeah, reading your opponent is a very strong power to have in a game like Street Fighter. And you know Art has seen his fair share of matches. Tries to, and once again, this corner has not been Sabin's best friend. He needs to get out of there.
Ooh.
Oh, that was so good. Changing his
down.
trajectory on the way down, so Tommy two-step couldn't get the read. Trigger 2 still active for
Woo!
Oh, it
Back
just
to back
wasted
kills.
right there.
I think he wanted to use it more as a threat, yeah, just in case Tommy's two-step wanted to move on in. But you know, the damage on V-Trigger 2 without it being enhanced isn't too detrimental to Tommy's game plan. He's still going to move forward regardless.
You got to have some very strong setups to run Trigger 2. One of the reasons I pointed it
Oh,
out.
damn, I'm telling you! What he
Check the pedicure on the toes. Check the nails.
The dust on the shoes have been wiped off when he kicks you in the chest. I'm telling you, Tommy two-step, looking at match point.
My man's all
Kicked him
about
right
the
in the
feet.
chest!
Ah, kick you in the chest.
Take karate classes with the kids. Keep it together, Steve.
All right, the low. Oh, he stays in front this time, Arturo. Oh, okay, activation after the EX tackle, forward throw.
Ooh. Yeah, keeping him honest with that fierce as well. Sabin now trying to set up with the V-Trigger 2.
Oh, teleports to the other side.
Oh,
Look
ball
at
his
the games.
life.
Look
He's
at
dribbling.
the games.
Computer blue.
Oh, Darling Pickett.
Nice block there from Tommy two-step. Sabin just trying to keep on the
Just
same
to get
side,
out
but
with
again.
the trigger. Good damage. I would have thought it was a throw. What a check. All right.
Oh.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that's not
get it
good.
to him. The throw is coming. It's going to happen. Oh, I lied. I lied to all of you.
I told you to check the toes. Check the. You think they call me Tommy two-step for nothing? I just bought these shoes.
He wears 2 different shoes at the same time, Steve. At the same time.
I thought that's what all the
It's
kids
the
were
same
doing.
shoes, but they're different colors.
That's crazy.
We've actually seen someone wearing that in the studio.
We've definitely seen that before.
Undisclosed location. but
All
hey,
the look, all the kids. I thought that's what they were doing these days. I thought the name of the game was, you know, to do the Tommy two-step method. I thought its name was a play on it. I would love to take a look back at some of these matches that we just saw between these two.
I gotta say, yeah, Arturo started off really, really strong right out the gate in that first round with a huge life lead over Tommy two-step. But man, the adaptation from the dancer right there, the two-stepper.
His footwork was actually a bunch of dashing in, dashing out, trying to make Arturo react, Sabin react to some of these whiffs, but not working out for Sabin. And of course, Tommy two-step going to take it with the Urian, an unconventional trigger 2.
That's what I was just about to say. That trigger 2, the way he was using it as a combo extender, just making his way downtown, tackling fast. Ugh.
Just to get in. In a lot of situations, even woke up out of the corner one time just to get that trigger 2. And this is when I thought it was getting out of control. I thought it was getting out of hand for Tommy two-step, and he brought it back to take the first game.
And it was entertaining the captains here in the seat. They're scouting, they're paying close attention to how Tommy two-step operates. Man, he's definitely the operator right now for the crowd favorites. The way he's utilizing this V-Trigger 2, it's pretty good.
My boy, he's just trying to teach you how to dance. That's why Tommy two-step is here. He's just trying to teach us all how to dance, man. In the world of 2 left feet, be Tommy two-step. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
I told you, man, this is exactly how it works. But I would love to hear some words from our 2 competitors. Let's take it over to Rip.
First up, man, are you a dance master or what?
I do know how to dance. That's where it comes from.
So we're gonna see some dance moves later?
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see how things go. Congratulations on the match, victorious there as well. You know, shouts to both you guys for using your mains out here. I thought we were gonna see secondaries all day, but you know, you guys brought out the mains, and we got to see some action. How do you feel that went for you, Art?
Like Tommy two-step's pretty good opponent. Like I was feeling like a little overconfident in the first game, but he made the adjustment, and like props to him.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are kind of underestimating you here. I think you're one of the less recognizable faces here at the SFL. So, you know, I think your showing right now is going to really, you know, maybe spark some interest in some of these captains. Is there any captain out there that you don't want to be on?
Oh, I would never. No.
You seem like a real jolly, friendly guy, so I figured I'd ask you that question.
Everybody, all the captains are super cool, super nice, very, very friendly. I would be honored to be on any of their teams.
Of course. And you are?
Well, you know, the NLBC Dream Team will be a reality. Like, you know, me, Idon Smug, that would be godlike. But, you know, all these guys are great competitors. Like, you know, anybody that picks me, you know.
And that's a great point because, you know, you're actually part of the crowd favorites here, and Idom is part of the online warriors. So there's a potential that you and Idom end up with the same team. Maybe it could be Smug's team, especially because he's got that fourth pick, fourth and fifth. It could be you guys. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Like, sure. I mean, the draft pick will be really interesting, to say the least.
Exactly. We're almost there, guys. Let's go ahead and send it back to the desk with Tasty Stephen Vicious.
And I like the potential storyline there. You got maybe Team NLBC, and then you have Team Positivity with, you know, CJ Truth that could possibly pick up Tommy Two-Step and Danga Diaz. I don't know, man. These guys are real jolly fellas. And, you know, the way he answered in that interview, he's like, yeah, we'll see a little bit. I feel like the higher the tone, the more insecure the answer was. No offense, right? I don't know.
Like, that's exactly what happened. Is this, are you selling me a lemon?
You gotta sell it. You gotta sell it, man. You gotta out with your chest. Say it with your chest,
You gotta
man.
say it.
Come on.
I can definitely do that. You know, you gotta
quite
sell
the
it,
dance
right?
master.
But we're still not to the end of these scouting matches. We spoke about how many new players we have here. Here's two more for you guys. Miss Sherry Jennings.
Yes,
The
indeed.
capable, the overcoming Sherry Jennings. One of the most prominent Street Fighter players, I feel like. I live in SoCal, so I see her drive to activate the community, get people to come out and play, as well as, you know, being active on the side of getting international players to so many events
Absolutely.
around the world. Sherry Jennings has been instrumental in getting a lot of players, no matter what you play, around the world. And I feel like that just shows her commitment to not just, you know, anything, fighting games overall, but we know she's a battle-hearted, a ready Street Fighter player. You see her rocking that C Viper
The
shirt. I feel like
classic.
that's a
That's
play.
the old
That's
school.
a play right there.
That
She's
is
trying to
definitely
get to
an
the
old school
Capcom
shirt.
hearts.
I like that a lot. Yeah, very versatile, not only as a player, but just a member of the community. Just bringing out a lot of these players is absolutely pivotal because not a lot of players get these chances. And here she is with a chance of her own at Street Fighter League, being able to show off what she's really made of as a competitive player.
Well, I'm interested to see what characters. I'm
Oh,
interested
wait
to
a
see
minute.
what
We got
characters she's
ourselves.
gonna pull out
Hold on.
outside
I
of
got to
the
talk
collar.
about my man, Automatic.
Automatic.
Full-on member of the BGC. My man has it all. Let's take a look at the
That's a good photo.
secondary. He's got so many players. That's not even all of them. Honestly.
We look how small we had to make the font to fit all of his characters up there, and I feel like there's still even more.
He does have the entire roster up his sleeve. Why is that, Steve?
Look, first off, he's one of those guys that creates his own content. He figures out characters from the ground up. If you ever want to learn Street Fighter, I learned Street Fighter from this person. Make sure you check out Automatic. Please and thank you, and you're going to say...
And you're welcome.
Right, and you're welcome. And this match is going to be very electric because these two come from two different coasts, right? They represent two different communities, and they have these different characters. They have these completely different characters to pull from.
It's old school versus new school. And speaking of new school, okay, well, technically not. E Honda, brand new to the cast, right? Returning Street Fighter from the original 8, and I love the trailer
World
behind it, by the way.
Warriors. The
When it
World
was the
Warriors.
countdown, and it's like, wait a minute. Yo,
Yeah.
that was the coolest reveal. But, all right, let's talk about this real quick. Automatic, the way he breaks down characters, it's in a scientific manner.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He understands
By the
how
numbers.
yes, exactly. He operates on frame data. He operates on spacing.
Yeah.
My man knows timing down to the T. He's played every iteration of Street Fighter in a at a scientific level, right? so
Street
he's going to
Fighter
be
encyclopedia.
everybody's got eyes on Automatic or Jibbo. But again, Sherry Jennings, very, very strong Nikali player as well. She's definitely no slouch. She's played against the best of the best around the world. She's well-traveled, well-versed.
And already the hands.
Man, we can say so much about these two players.
There's so much to be said, but we're going to let the game speak. Sherry Jennings with the life lead, push it to the corner.
That's a
ODX
cross
butt slam.
Yeah, on the way down, it is going to move the
Cross
character
shot
over, yeah.
Standing
Cross
fierce,
counter,
gets
yeah,
the push.
activate, yeah. Are you going to bring him to the corner? You know it.
This situation, you got to be careful. Don't get hit by that standing medium kick. Nice, patient Sherry. Oh, interrupt with the crouching strong. Big damage. Oh, medium kick again. He's up, back,
I
and
like
that's
it.
not good.
Command grab incoming.
Oh, the call out. Didn't I say you were a genius? Didn't I say you were a genius?
It's like I
Sherry?
played this game, Steve. It's wild.
First round, Sherry. Automatic. Let me see it.
Listen, I got super lucky. Let's go, Sherry, for making me look good. But anyways, so Sherry, really reading how Automatic wants to play on defense, right? Keeping it really ambiguous. She's throwing out these normals, right? Keeping them locked and loaded in the very last second, throwing in that command grab. Ugh, get off me!
That forward roundhouse. Oh, EX headbutt. Look at the stun. Look at the stun. Good buttons. Oh, no. Once again.
Trying to find her way out of the corner. Automatic goes for that forward roundhouse into activate, into trigger. Sherry Jennings with an activation of her own.
The interrupt. Clips the startup.
Oh no, he's trying to run through it.
Hands
once again. Can't. Yes, to the nearest corner. Well, it doesn't matter. He's hit. Oh, and he throws him through the tunnel?
Throws him through the tunnel. That's
crazy. I didn't know the animation goes through like that. That's cool. All right, we're learning more about Honda.
One round apiece. Oh, hands into EX headbutt, huh?
Hold it right there.
I don't know if we forgot to mention, my man's a hitbox player. Tried and true hitbox player.
Oh, no punish there.
Tries to go for the standing fierce right there to get the punish. Not going to work. Honda has the life lead.
I like that. Automatic building himself some meter and then throwing in the headbutt just in case Sherry Jennings wants to check with that V skill. Oh, no follow through after that though.
With punish. Let's see you, Sherry. There's the check forward roundhouse once again. Normal throw. His throw range is crazy. Gets clipped hitting the button once again. Trigger is available. You know what she's looking for.
Yeah, Automatic can cancel the hands into V-trigger 2 if necessary. Oh, no way!
Oh! Yo, Sherry from the three-point line?
Yo, the
three-point line?
All of the captains popped out of their seat for that one.
Wait a minute. Try to go for the throw. Get in this corner.
Back
in the tunnel action.
Again.
Dang.
There's armor on that.
There's definitely there's one hit of armor on it, so you definitely have to be careful. I've watched Automatic break down Honda with my own eyes. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I see exactly what I'm telling you right now, if you ever want to learn a character in Street Fighter V, follow Automatic right now. And check the archives.
So Sherry Jennings also playing so well right out the gate for the scouting report. Oh, yeah, V-skill to check, getting some space back out of that corner, very important, and getting this V-gauge built up.
Oh.
And that has such a far range, too. Oh, wait, meaty.
Crouching medium punch, that's strong. Oh, I thought that was actually going to hit the Seismo.
Automatic, this is exactly where Honda shines. Man, he breaks through.
That was so far away.
I think Gustavo almost fell out of his seat on that one. He tried to do the command grab in real life. He was very impressed with the throw range. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that V skill.
Honda's V skill is really cool.
So it's a pretty solid anti-air. Not as solid as his fierce normal or like roundhouse from further out, right? It's decent. I would say it's decent.
But you can do stuff like that. You can do meaty hands using that V skill on wake up in some situations. I think it's a good tool to use, good tool to have, especially for a character like Honda.
It gives them combo ability too. You can target combo into the V skill and then go into hands or headbutt.
Good punish. Oh, backdash to get out. Activate. You better chill.
Oh no. That dash is deceptively fast. Deceptively fast. Wow, I'm mumbling.
That's okay. I know exactly what you meant. That dash is seriously fast. Seriously, I'm not even joking. He can get a half screen and do 4 roundhouse. It's probably gonna clip you.
Oh.
Gotta be careful. Oh, just to get through. You're back in the corner.
Meaty.
That is, but he dropped.
That could have been it for Automatic, still sitting on match point. Sherry Jennings trying to find a way in. She does! Dash up, crouch strong, got the counter hit. Jibbo actually flinched on the way over.
He reacted himself.
Automatic flinched is what it was. Got the counter hit. Sherry Jennings tying it up here in game 2, trying to get a win on the board.
Backdash to the side. Push to the corner. This is good. Get scooped. That's one time. Medium kick. Yep.
Meaty. No, command grab, you know.
Oh, that's the stun.
Dropped. Oh, yeah, I like that option select.
Ready for EX headbutt. Honda, definitely known to steal a round or two in his day. Not after this back throw. It's going to be 1-1. Sherry Jennings takes the second game.
The confidence from both players.
She's rocking the Honda shirt. She said, I knew what was about to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So in her graphics, she was rocking the Sea Viper, her tried and true from Street Fighter 4. Now she's wearing the shirt of her opponent. She knows what she's doing.
Sherry Jennings, I was actually interested if she had like more characters, because we know that she plays Nikali, right? And she's more of a character loyalist than anything. Played Sea Viper through and through when it came to Street Fighter 4. Now we have Nikali. She likes the character because of the size mode, and she's making the character work. Gets the jump bait right there.
Yeah, quite the specialist for Nikali.
Back to the corner. You're going back to the corner.
Specialist of Street Fighter.
Gotta be careful. Ooh, wake up jab.
The commitment. The stand jab into uppercut.
OTG, you better get up. Oh, the jump didn't get the whip punish throw. Oh, EX headbutt to get through. Tries to jump out.
I'm ready for it.
Yo, you been in the gym. I see you. I see the arm brace and the crouching jab.
Automatic was ready for any sort of movement that Sherry Jennings had on the table, putting himself at match point. Once again, very familiar situation. The final round, potentially.
Oh, EXDP.
Oh, big jump in, anticipation for the headbutt, big time punish, and that corner push. This is exactly where Nikali shines.
Oh, crouching medium kick gets the activation, goes right for that butt slam. Not a true combo.
Not at all. Oh, counter it. Oh, fancy work. Automatic.
Always gonna cross up. Man, that EX headbutt actually works like a button. Oh.
Oh, no anti-air there, Sherry Jennings.
Oh, no, the armor. Get in his corner. Dash up. He went for the low option. Gets the crush. Not over. Oh, no.
I did the same thing in my heart. I understand. Automatic. Taking it 2-1 over Sherry Jennings in the scouting match. You know, both these players, pretty damn good. Honestly, if I were a captain, I'd still be kind of torn between the two. Again, the only thing I would consider is the versatility in automatic. But in that match, if they were stuck to those two characters, it still could go either way.
So if you're a captain, you're saying, well, look, I'm still looking at automatic, no matter what, win or
Their
lose.
skill levels are top-notch, without a doubt. But now, it's like I'm looking for what else these guys have to offer other than their mains.
Well, I mean, automatic, we saw the list. The list goes on, I feel like.
Yeah, to be fair, that wasn't his main. He did play Honda, brand new character, and showed how strong he was right off the bat. So that's pretty solid information.
This Nikali, though. This is Nikali from Sherry Jennings. The back and forth.
Let's
Tooth and
go.
nail,
That
these guys are fighting. This is what I like to see. This is exactly what I like to see. Sticking to this Nikali, we saw that she has a Rashid.
That was
on back
sick.
That was
Call out
actually
on the critical
godlike.
art from that far.
That was actually godlike.
That was. She's a shooter.
If you had a highlight reel, that would definitely go on it right there. That's exactly what would happen right there. Just a really good set of Street Fighter. 2 territory players coming, trying. Look at this, coming through right now. Like 801 Strider definitely almost fell off his chair.
I told you.
It was a really good bait by Sherry as well.
Yeah,
to pick up, try to jump out of the corner.
The reactions from both players right now, I'm looking forward to seeing how they both play out and whose team they're going to be on, honestly. So these guys really showing off their stuff here in the scouting match.
Well, just to get a few words from both of these players, we're going to take it over to Rip on the stage with an interview.
Yes, sir. What a fun match between these two. Sherry Jennings, automatic. Well done to both of you. Sherry, how did you feel coming in here? I know you wanted to show people that you deserve to be here. How do you think that went?
I'm not so sure since I lost, but I had fun. It was really fun. It was my first time playing against an E-Honda.
I mean, I can tell you that, during that match, you had a lot of the captains jumping out of their chairs. So a lot of them were excited. I think a lot of people were impressed by that. How did you feel about the match?
Oh, man, very stressful. What can I say? It's like, new characters, kind of difficult to play, but trying to work in some of the things I've been working on. It's making it really difficult for me, Sherry. I'm trying to be impressive over here.
Well, I mean, obviously, you have a lot of characters. E-Honda, one of the newer characters in the game, but you're mostly known for your Sagat, I think.
Oh, it's true. Back in the day of Street Fighter cross-tekken, I got a little Sagat back in the day.
Of course, man. So which captain would you like to be on?
Let's see. I think they're all great choices, of course, right? Right?
Of course.
CJ might be great since he would make up for my lack of anti-airs, but it would be really, really funny if I got on Gus's team since he gave me the most crap on Twitter about being on his team. So it would just be so funny. It would be so funny if I was on his team.
Wow, I really kind of hope that the pick order now allows that to happen. How would you, automatic, who do you want to be on over there?
Is there an expression that's the opposite of like pick your poison? Because any one of these gentlemen is like, I like all of them. We got top 8 American heroes. We got Smug, Gustavo, Buff Bros. CJ, his energy is amazing. There's no losing for me.
I agree completely, actually. So let's go ahead and send it back to the desk. We'll eventually get to this picks.
Man, I love his attitude in general, and that's what you'll get all the time on his stream as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then Sherry Jennings, she already intimidated by Gustavo right off the bat. And you can see there, Team Storm, Team Spirit, Team Psycho, and Team Frost are getting ready for this draft. You see the Online Warriors and the crowd favorites. All these teams have to pick one from each category.
So the team will be made up of one from each side coming from both captains. That way you're going to have an Online Warrior and a crowd favorite on both teams. You can see there now the captains. I'm just interested in who stood out the most. Who's going to go first when it comes to the Online Warriors or the crowd favorites? I believe we're going to figure that out. I'm sure we're going to figure that out right after this match, right after this break, excuse me. And once we figure this out, we're going to get underway. Draft day is going to be done. We're going to get to these actual team matches right after this break.
This is the path of my destiny. Come on! This is the path of my destiny.
Dare you challenge the king?
Welcome back to SFL, ladies and gentlemen. The captain's bracket is done. The show matches are done. We are now going into the draft. Our first captain is already up there. Just so you guys are more familiar with it, the snake draft goes as follows. If you pick first, you definitely get that last default pick. And since the teams will have to be made up of one crowd favorite and one online warrior, that kind of gives you a way of how this is going to fall out. However, we just saw these matches, these exhibition matches coming from the players here. Who do you think is going to go first?
In terms of the pick, by default, it's going to be Team Spirit because that's the order.
I meant the players.
Oh, no. Well, let's just talk about the order first. So, I mean, they have Team Spirit first, Team Frost second, Team Storm third, and Team Psycho fourth.
Yes.
Right? And we initially had that as like the default, and it just happened to play out that way. But in the meantime, we have that established already. Now they have to pick one online warrior and one crowd favorite. We are going to start off with Team Spirit with Team Captain CJ, and we're actually going to get who he's going to pick first with Rip.
Yes, we are. I'm with CJ Truth, Mr. Captain Truth himself. We were looking at that graphic, and he asked me, why do they call it a snake draft? Because it goes like this, back and forth.
No. Snakes, like, they don't do that. When, like, you don't see a snake, like chilled, like a horseshoe. Like, they're either a circle or they're a straight line, bro. Call it a slinky. A slinky makes more sense, right? Because they actually do, like, the horseshoe thing, right? Makes more sense, yeah.
No, but here we go. It's time for your first pick, CJ Truth. Who's it going to be? You can choose anyone you want. Online warrior, crowd favorite. Who's it going to be?
A lot of really good players, but the guy I'm going to go with is that Evo finalist, Idom.
Joining Team Spirit with CJ Truth.
We already knew that Idom was going to go early, right? We knew this. Especially, last season was crazy for him. And this year, he has made it to top 8 EVO after traveling. CJ Truth picking him up. The first draft, first round
very
draft
smart
pick coming from CJ Truth is Idom. But now, this means he's he has to take the last person available, no matter who it is.
Yeah, now he's setting the precedence too. It's like, who are you gonna ban between us two? Me or Idom? We both are super solid players, right? CJ Truth does have more characters than Idom, but we saw Idom a very small glimpse of his poison.
We saw
right? So I don't know. The way it's gonna turn out is gonna be pretty surprising. It's already pretty stacked.
It's already look. Even CJ Truth was like, look, there's a lot of good players over there. Let's be clear. But I want to take the top 8 EVO 2019 finals. That's what I want on my team. However, that's not the end. We still got one more. Dual Kevin will be up next, and he's going to be picking his first team member, standing by with Rip.
Alrighty, Kevin. So Idom off the board. Who's your pick going to be?
So, I kind of wanted Mojo, but if you remember what you asked him, he didn't want me.
Oh.
So that's out. That's out right there.
Wow.
Now I want the MVP of season 1. Let me get Samurai.
Samurai coming over. Former Team Storm, now going to be Team Frost.
The tables have turned.
The tables have turned. Mojo talked himself into a hole, and
I
now
don't think
he's
he really
still
did
sitting on the bleachers.
I feel like he was laughing. I was like, I don't think that was true at all. Maybe, I don't know, Dual Kevin might be fibbing because Mojo is the nicest guy I've ever met.
I know, right?
From
Mojo
the
came
entire-
out. Look, he's wearing a flowery shirt. He has to be nice. You can't go. You
I
can't
don't
invite
believe
people over with the scenery and then be like, you know what? I don't even want to be on that dude team
I
for
don't
real.
believe it.
I don't believe that. I want to see. I want to know how that conversation worked out. But regardless,
Let's take a
Samurai.
look. Yeah, we got Samurai and Dual Kevin. Again, these guys are very, very solid when it comes to breaking down how the opponent wants to play. I mean, we got Mr. OCV himself with Samurai looking to do so again in Season 2. And with the likes of Dual Kevin, best believe it just might happen again. In the meantime, we do have up on deck Team Storm, the captain, 801 Strider, standing by with Whip to see who his pick is for the draft.
All right, so the former members from your team, Team Storm, are gone, right? No more Samurai, no more Idom. So who are you looking at next, or to add to your team first?
Man, I gotta go with my man with the powerful afro over here, Mojo.
Bring in the Mika. Hey, is this for the Mika pick?
Yep, I don't want to play against Mika.
Exactly what Mojo intended, really, because he wanted to be on any G player's team, and he got his wish. He's fulfilled it. He didn't want Dual Kevin. He was right. He wanted 801 Strider or Smug, and he got a G. He got a G.
801 Strider said out loud after Rip asked me, he's like, look, man, I don't want to fight Mika. And I can tell you right now, 801 Strider has been complaining about that character since Season 1, bro. He's always handing me.
I mean, it's not just Mojo. I mean, Knuckle Dude's got a Mika
This is
as
true.
well,
This is
so-
true. But that character, man, even though I play her, she's a menace. She's a menace out here.
That's your former character.
Yeah,
You
I
definitely
still
know
play
what's in
that.
the
I know
woodwork.
that. That's my girl. She's cool.
So we still have another G on deck with Team Psycho Captain Smug. Again, also very, very solid Balrog player. I'm looking to see from the top of his flat top what he's got cooking with his picks, standing by with Rip.
All right, so the New York Dream Team is gone, man. Idom's already picked. Who you want to go with, Smug?
Let's go, Dank.
Dankadias, nice and easy. Dankadias coming on to Team Psycho.
That's actually broke.
Why is that, Steve?
That is actually broke.
Tell me about it.
two of the
Yo, we
young
got two
guns.
possible G. No, I'm just kidding. Well, not at the same time.
It's look. First off, let's explain this. It's smart, right? No matter what, you can't ban them both. Like, regardless of what happens, he has one of the strongest Dawsums in the country. And he does have the backup G. But like you go like, I could get both of them by blocking G. You're like, well, he still has a Blanca too.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful. And we don't know what he's gonna pull out with his other characters he have left, right? So now I feel like that's actually one of the strongest new teams with a new captain that we have. Smug, one of the strongest players in the country as well. We've seen him play
Balrog is
amazing at
tremendous.
multiple events. We saw him at Game Over DR just recently. We talk about his performance on like E-League. There's so many instances in which we've seen Smug do some amazing things. Having Dankadias on the backup, I feel like this is already, even looking at this screen right now, that is one of the strongest teams I'm looking at
I agree,
so far.
and the synergy is already top-notch, right? You have a character that's very aggressive, like Balrog, and a character that can kind of play the neutral space a lot more with Dawson, right? I think they cover a lot of matchups for their teams in general, so they're looking like they have pretty good potential so far. But each and every one of these teams still has to pick one more player, and it's going to be mostly crowd favorites, if I'm not mistaken, because Idom's already been chosen, Samurai's been chosen, Mojo has been chosen, and Denkadia. So that takes away all of the online warriors.
Well, regardless of the fact, the team's still going to have to be cut down the middle. You're going to have one on each side. I'm pretty sure that I want to know what the strategy is now that he has Dankadius on his team. I'm very curious to know like what the strategy is, and that's what we're gonna find out as this season goes on. Right? We've seen teams like kind of like develop as their captain understood how their team worked. We saw it in the first season, and I feel like we have enough veteran players at this point. I mean, even with Samurai being on the team already, you getting some of the best coaching right there, and these guys have already been around the block one time, so they know how to operate inside this, this SFL, the Street Fighter League system to an effect. To a degree of winning.
Yeah, so again, with the snake draft, we're going right around with Smug coming from 4th to the 1st now when it comes to picking his final team member. Yeah. That's right. We're in the 2nd round. Steve, Rip standing by with that pick.
Yes, sir. We are back with Team Psycho. Snake draft continues. And interestingly, all the online warriors went first. So now it's all down to these 4 crowd favorites. Smug, what did you want to say earlier when you picked Dankadias?
I just felt like I'm going to counterpick everybody. This whole team is going to counterpick everybody. This whole team. That's all I got to say.
So who's it going to be, though? You got to make your choice now, man. This is to round out your whole team. It's going to be either Arturo, Tommy Two-Step, Automatic, or Sherry Jennings.
I got to give it up to Automatic.
Automatic coming on to Team Psycho.
That is a pretty buff team, if I do say so myself. You have literally like a school right now. You have somebody that teaches the game, and you have 2 very active players. The team composition is looking magnificent. We're going to take another look at the team draft and how it's going so far. Team Psycho, the last to pick, the first to be done, and you see it. Smug, Dankadius, Automatic. That's a ridiculous
team. Synergy is through the roof. There's
That's
a lot of characters that cover a lot of matchups. And, you got a brain like Automatic. You know how Dankadius has been playing as a young gunner and just breaking down other people. And Smug just throwing down hands with the greatest of ease, right? He's looking to cook some mamma jammas, as we saw earlier.
Cook some bad mamma jammas.
Yeah, and he didn't pick Arturo. He didn't pick Team NLBC, but he still got somebody from the East Coast. But now, currently in North Carolina, we got Automatic to fulfill that final spot of Team Psycho.
Definitely one of the stronger teams that we're looking at here. However, Team Storm next up on the stage. I'm very curious to know how he's going to round out on his end. The team composition on Team Frost is looking really strong already. Team Spirit is looking buff. We've already finaled out Team Psycho. Team Storm is next, and Rip is on the stage, and we're going to get that pick right now.
Yes, sir. Team Storm so far has 801 Strider and Mojo, but, they still got to need a third to round it out. Who's it going to be?
These are all some very good candidates, but after putting a lot of thought into it and what I need in the team, it's definitely going to be my cheesy boy, Tommy. Get your ass over here.
Tommy Two-Step, the dance master. No dance moves for us?
Hit him, shake a leg. Hit him one time.
Not yet.
Hit him with the one time.
All right, but Gustavo, I got to ask you, man, how do you feel about this lineup you got here? Obviously, you weren't in a favorable position in your pick order, but how do you feel about how things went here?
Man, this is a dangerous team. Look at that. You got V-Trigger Urian, Mika, and the very fair G.
Very fair all around. You guys have a phenomenal team. Man, you made me misspeak terribly there. But phenomenal.
It's the truth, Yeah.
All right, well, there you guys have it. Team Storm. That's the one. Boy, I'm all over the place right now. Back to you guys at the desk.
I like how sure Gustavo was. He looked at his team and he was like, just cheap enough, right? Like he did
just enough to slip by.
Let me put a little more cheapness in here. As you look at Mojo, he said he didn't want to have to deal with the Mika himself, which definitely makes sense. We know how vital that character is to any kind of match, right? Put it in a team format, that makes that character all the stronger, because that means you can have a Mika sitting on the back end to bring you guys back from the brink. And then you have Tommy Two-Step. I'm already thinking of the lineup order, right?
Yeah.
You really want to test somebody out, throw the Mika at him first, and then you have the slow-paced V-Trigger 2 Urian in some of those matchups as well. And if you really want to clutch it out, you're definitely not sure, you just put G up there, that 801 Strider.
It's so hard to see who you're going to ban from each and every one of these teams so far. I mean, Team Storm, they have a lot of mix-up potential, and they cover a lot of great options. The same with Team Psycho. It's really turning out to be pretty interesting teams so far. And up next, we actually have Team Frost with the captain, Dual Kevin. I'm really curious to see who he's going to pick. Again, he already has Samurai. Now he only has 2 more crowd favorites. It's either between Sherry Jenix and Arturo Sabin Sanchez. Rip is standing by with that decision.
Exactly. You heard it there first. Who's it going to be? You guys already have a very strong team. Is it going to be Arturo Sanchez? Is it going to be Sherry Jenix to round out Team Frost?
As my final pick, I'm going to go with Sherry.
Sherry Jenix coming on down here to join Team Frost alongside Samurai and Dual Kevin. Man, this is a strong-looking team here. Kevin, I got to ask you, though, this is a little bit of a dirty question. How do you feel about your team this season versus last season?
Oh, it's very, very strong. I'm very confident in it.
And how about you, Samurai? Of course, you were here last season as well. How do you feel your team compares?
Very confident with it.
All right, nice and simple. Sherry, any thoughts?
Oh, this is great.
Sherry, very happy with it, man. Let's head on back to the desk. Of course, that's going to round out all of our teams, right?
That is indeed correct, Rip. Yes, by default. Arturo is now part of Team Spirit by default. He is the final choice, but we saw that last season. The final choice could still be one of the best players.
Oh, yeah.
We saw that with Rob TV, and you know what? We've rounded out the last member again with Team Spirit, but Sherry Jennings getting picked up by Team Frost and Dual Kevin and Samurai. Looking pretty solid.
Once again, I can personally, like if I was a captain, I would say, hey, you know what? We really need to see if we're going up against a strong team, send out Sherry Jennings, see where those openings are, right? And I feel like Dual Kevin, he understands matchups enough and how fighting games are played that he will put himself in the middle just to give Samurai that chance to bring it back. But you're still at an impasse, right? You're like, well, look, who do we ban? Do we stop the Rashid or do we stop the Akuma? What are the choices that we have at this point, right?
Yeah.
So it's and we already know this because we were here last season, and some of these players were not here last season. You already mentioned by default, our next captain has to go with Arturo Sanchez Sabin, but we're still going to talk to him. We're going to send it to Rip over on the stage.
Yes, sir. Team Spirit rounded out with Arturo Sanchez. Welcome to the team, sir. But CJ, I gotta ask you, man. Obviously, you knew that when you had your first pick that you weren't going to get the last choice. You know, how do you feel about getting Arturo here?
You know, to be totally honest, I didn't think Arturo would be the guy I would get. I really didn't think so, and I'm super happy about that. So I'm really excited about my team.
Yeah, you know, and Arturo, we were talking outside early, and I was like, do you think you're like a top 3 or 4 pick? You know, and you're like, no, I don't think so. There's some other people ahead of me. You know, but here you are, and you're on this team. How do you feel about this team being on it?
I feel pretty good. Like, CJ, I've known him since he was a kid. Like, he's always been godlike. And, Idom, I'm always fighting him in the grand finals at NLBC. Got top 8 at EVO, so I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, you asked for the New York Dream Team earlier. You got part of it, right? That's as much as you could get. Idom, how do you feel about this team compared to the team you were on last year? Or last season, I should say.
I mean, I like my team more this season than last season. It's just, I just like, I think it's more of the fact I got a secondary now. So now I'm ready to play. I'm more confident than last season.
Well, there you have it. New confident Idom with the secondary. CJ Truth, Arturo Sanchez rounding out Team Spirit.
I'm loving how these teams played out, Steve. I'm really excited. Street Fighter League, man, Season 2.
Season 2 draft day is done.
Electric.
We're already done, and I think we're going to take a look. I want to see how these teams all laid out, especially for the people at home that might just be joining us. Let's get the rundown of the final show of teams for Team Spirit, Team Storm as follows. Team Gale already set from last season. Of course, Team Inferno as well with Punk, JB, Brawly Legs, and for Team Gale, Knuckle Do, Rob TV, and Shine. For one of the new teams, Team Spirit, CJ Truth is the champion. He chose Idom first, and Sabin was given to him by default, but you just heard it. He's okay with that team. Of course.
Yeah, he's just fine with that one.
He's definitely okay with that. Team Inferno had a very strong team. The winners from last season, and you already know, Punk, JB, Brawly Legs, a very rounded out team. Team Storm next up, led by 801 Strider. The G enthusiast didn't want to deal with Mika, so he put Mojo on his team.
That's right. Get rid of the opposition.
Two-Step looking really sharp with that V-trigger to Urian. I can't wait to see what he does. And of course, Team Psycho led by Smug, and he picked up another young gun, Dank It Is, and the teacher in Automatic. Personally, one of my favorite teams right there. I'm going to be 100% honest. And of course, Team Frost, led by Dual Kevin, picked up Samurai first because of the familiarity, and now he rounds out his team with Sherry Jennings, and I feel like that team can be powered up in a multitude of ways for victory, for success here in Season 2 of the SFL.
And that's right. We have all of our players lined up for the 3-on-3 battles. Again, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the rules, let me break it down for you real quick. We have 3-on-3. Winner moves to the back of the queue. The loser gets eliminated, just like the first season, right? And then it's just going to keep going in that rotation until we come down to our final member. And that final member, depending on who's left on the team, that's going to be the winner between these two. So again, this is a double round robin format. So
We'll
they're
say
gonna
the
have,
style.
yeah, they're going to have a chance to play each other in the run back.
But the only thing we need to worry about, and I'm sure a lot of these players are worried about, is the cash on the line. If you look at the payout, $12,000 for third place. Second place gets a nice chunk with $24,000. And the lion's share, the chunk, what you're going to take to the bank, $90,000 on the line for over $100,000 total for this season of Street Fighter League Pro US Season 2. It is just getting started. We got our new team members over there.
Man.
The leaders all set. This is going to be ridiculous. I know a lot of people, and even ourselves, we came into this and we were really interested to see how this format worked out in Season 1. And by the end of it, everybody was in awe because we got the best players in the country going head-to-head to try to figure out who's the most dominant team here. And now we have Season 2. The rules have changed a little bit. We got brand new captains. We have even better talent this time around, and I just feel like it's going to be amazing.
On top of those brand new characters, best believe it's going to be exciting. The first week of the action is going to happen just as you see before you. Team Inferno is going to get the run back against Team Gale. I should say it the other way around, actually. The top two teams fighting each other first in the team battle next week. Team Frost going up against Team Storm, and then to round out that week is going to be Team Psycho up against Team Spirit. Again, you do not want to miss it. Make sure you make some room for your schedule this week or next week. It's going to be quite the exhibition.
Man, just coming from like the carryover, like the electricity from last season, I can't wait to see what some of these guys do. People's confidence has gotten better. I just talked to Idom. Idom just said, look, I feel a lot more confident. I'm ready to play. I've never even seen him this talkative before. I mean, like, this is crazy to me that I'm getting to see these guys kind of evolve their play, get stronger in the world of Street Fighter, as well as have, like, you know, a hearty reason to do so. Not just the love for the game, because everybody has love for their game, but it's some great prize money online for a lot of people still involved. I can't wait to get this started.
We're about to see some amazing Street Fighter unfold before our very eyes. The best of the best when it comes to North American Street Fighter. Again, you do not want to miss it next week. The teams have been solidified. The energy is through the roof already, and it's unfortunate we got to cut to next week, man. It's just, we got to hold that. I want to see how these guys duke it out, but in the meantime, we do appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging out with us here at Street Fighter League. We do anticipate quite the energetic group.
Well, look, we're going to let these guys rest up, but next week when we come back, we are going to get the first team matches underway. You already see it. We're going to start with a rematch of the finals to get you guys ready, get you guys primed. We will see you next week, SFL Season 2.